put up.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the start of free agency. We're only moments away from free agency beginning. We're probably going to get a crap ton of deals announced as soon as this drops because we know how it is. Garrett knows especially. Sometimes people get hit with tampering in this league, but everybody tampers. So give it a few
Oh
minutes.
yeah.
We're probably going to have a ton of deals coming through. We'll see what comes through first. We got some big names that do need to get decided on. Uh, but nonetheless, Fred VanVleet is going to be one of those big names. Kyrie Irving is going to be one of those big names. James Harden no longer going to be one of those big names as he's likely going to be traded from Philly as he opted in. But what are you most looking forward to today, Jay, as we enter free agency as a New York Knicks fan who doesn't have as much to worry about anymore as Josh Hart is now back next year?
Yes, absolutely. And it's very good that Josh Hart opted into his deal because that freed up some possible cap for us to use in this free agency. And right now, we're looking at Dante DiVincenzo and Bruce Brown. And I'm not going to lie, I would be extremely happy if we could get one of those guys. That's like another Josh Hart for you. And I know Tom Thibodeau would use that piece, whichever player that it is, to perfection. But I'm not going to lie, if we can, maybe move some cap around. It's rumored that we're trying to get rid of Obi Toppin too for draft capital. So that frees up some cap. We don't have to re-sign them to an extension. And if we could get both those guys, hey, look out, Eastern Conference.
And just like that, our first deal is already in. Draymond Green
Mm-hmm.
is back to the Golden State Warriors.
Ooh,
4
okay.
years, $25 million a year. So the big three is staying together.
Yo, what did I say? My boy Jelson going
Jesus.
through some stuff, but what did I say, dog? Everybody that says Draymond is leaving the Warriors, that was never happening. I've been saying this from the jump. They can't afford him. They can't do this. He was never
Yeah.
leaving.
Yeah.
He was never
and
leaving.
even to piggyback off what you said, like I said the same thing, mainly because dude, Mike Dunleavy's only been there for less than a month. If the biggest like domino that he had to handle off the jump is Draymond Green and he let him walk, even if he is very polarizing as it is, you can't let him walk. That's just not going to happen this early on in his like run, taking over for Bob Myers. It was just inevitable, and that's why literally this happened within the first like minute.
Yeah, and they traded Jordan Poole. Like, there's no way you get rid of Jordan Poole and get rid of Draymond. You have to keep Draymond.
All right, yeah, look. Bruce Brown, because I think that one's going to be talked about a lot. No Lakers fans are in here yet. If Bruce Brown goes to the Lakers, I'm leaving the stream. I'm leaving the stream.
Nah,
He
I-
won't. He's not.
He's not.
He's not. But if he does, and bro, any Lakers, let's get them like bums, like a vet minimum. Like I don't want to hit like Brooke Lopez. I know it's not possible. Like there's a chance, but no. Bruce Brown, no. Like get them Dario Saric. Like give them bums. Like you know what I'm saying?
Even if they did go after Bruce Brown, like assuming they brought back Reeves and Rui, I think the maximum they could give him is only $3 million a year, and there's no chance he's taking $3 million a year.
So
So
my reports, and like I said, I don't know if this is true, but it looks like Bruce Brown may hate it. This is not, I'm not trying to spread no false news for anybody in the chat, but there's reports saying Indiana could be a good option for Bruce Brown because they got the money. So that'll be interesting because we talked about him in our offseason previews of how like the team is already improving, and now adding a player like Bruce Brown, that'll be pretty awesome. So we'll see. We'll see, man. It needs to start it up. Yo, Addict, I have a question for you.
What's up?
If James goes to the Clippers, do you still want Russ on the Clippers?
I'm not gonna lie, that would be an interesting experiment, especially if PG and Kawhi are healthy, or at least healthy towards the playoff, the end of the season. But I don't know. I want Russ in a role that he could be a six man, but like, you know what I mean? Have impact, like have some type of impact towards winning basketball. Because I don't like the narrative that people has surrounded Russ, especially over the last couple of years, bro. I want to see him win, and I don't know if James Harden is the teammate to do it because we've seen him fold, man.
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna cut in here, Trent. We got our second signing here. Trey Lyles. We don't have financials yet, but he is now returning to the Sacramento Kings, which is big for them because
great move.
Harrison Barnes back, Trey Lyles back. They're making sure guys that were important to their team last year, and especially for Trey Lyles in the postseason, they're making sure they retain that depth. We don't know how long or how much for yet, but at the very least, he's back in Sacramento next year.
They running it back. I
Yeah,
like it.
that's a huge move. I think personally, like he's probably one of the more underrated guys that played a decent amount on the bench this year for this team, and just in general, and also for this team. I feel like he doesn't get the credit he deserves. So, and he was big in the playoffs. So, W.
My thing was, and I think we talked about this in the Kings a lot, they had to bring back their players, and so far they brought back 2 players. Cavs, okay, you can report that one. Run the NBA. There's another one that came out.
I ain't seen it. You go for it.
Ew, Drew Eubanks to the Suns.
Yeah, and I just saw rumors on that.
Hey, yeah, Karis LeVert
is also back.
Yeah,
Karis LeVert back to Cleveland.
Back to the
Cavs. I don't know who said it, but shout out Sunsky, because I think he retweeted something that someone else said that like Drew Eubanks might be in play for them, and we're seeing it this early. But I guess
like that. Is Drew Eubanks that guy? Like,
hey, Devin, Bruce Brown to the Pacers.
Oh, yeah, I think that was shocking. That was the inevitable one.
Yeah, I'm glad he didn't go to the Lakers
into the last hour.
Oh, Kobe White back to the Bulls. Okay,
yes, sir. Kobe White was big for us at the last couple months of the year. I don't mind him coming back at all.
Wait, Bruce Brown is really going to the Pacers?
I'm not gonna lie, I think Daniel has to come back. The problem with the Bulls point guard problem has a big issue over there.
So I do have a question though.
Yo, hold up. My fault. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm so sorry. John, you are gonna love this signing that y'all just got. You are gonna love that one. Oh,
hold on. How are you guys getting these so quick? Oh my goodness.
Tarion Prince to the Lakers is awesome.
Oh my gosh. My Wi-Fi went worse.
It's a great wing addition.
My fault. You good.
Just to, I guess, bring it in, this isn't a signing, but I kind of want to ask, I guess, John, your opinion. About 10 minutes before free agency started, we got a thing from Legion Hoops saying the Lakers are expected to offer Austin Reeves a 4-year, $52 million deal when free agency starts. What do you think of that deal? You think that's too much or not enough? So I have a thought on that.
I mean, first of all, 10 minutes before this show happens, my freaking Wi-Fi went down. So I've been struggling to get any notifications. But I mean, to Austin Reeves, I feel like if that's an offer that he feels disrespected on, you have to up it and you have to give him whatever offer that he wants. It's just kind of in those situations where he isn't the star player. He's not what's going to take us to a championship, but he's going to keep the star players that are going to take us to a championship. So if that's too little for him, you offer him whatever he wants, except the max.
I feel the same way about that. I guess we have a re-signing. I'll let you report that, Devin. But Steph, what are your thoughts on that? There was a report that Lakers are thinking to offer Austin Reeves a 4-year, $52 million deal when free agency starts. Is that too much or not enough?
I like it. I'm not gonna lie. If he'll take that deal, by all means. But I thought he was definitely gonna get more than that. I'm not gonna lie to you.
I think he'll. Go ahead.
Huh?
No, I was just gonna say I think he'll want way more than that. He'll know he wants more than that.
That's what I think a little bit too.
He probably wants more, but I think he also sees the bigger picture and knows the fact that we have other signees that we need to get to really make this team what it needs to be. And my estimation of Austin Reeves, obviously I don't know him personally, but he wants to win. That's how I feel. That's how I view him. And I think he's the type of dude that, though he has talked about, like, yes, we play the game for money, this is still a lot of money for him. Like, this is still life-changing money. So, I mean, all the more reason if you win a championship, he's about to get even more bread. Like, no matter where he goes, like, there will be no question about whether it be too high or too low. So,
I'm going to jump in here, John, quickly, just to give us our next two signings here. Josh Okogie, one of the main guys that Phoenix would have wanted to retain, is back in Phoenix. And Kyle Kuzma is back in Washington.
Should have went to the Kings.
I don't know why the fuck Washington gave him 4 years, $102 million, but he's back.
Y'all talked about Draymond already?
We have talked about Draymond, yeah.
Okay.
It seemed like the rumors were kind of circulating, though, toward that for Kyle Kuzma for a while. Like, even like late in the season, there were kind of rumblings that they wanted to pay him like the key guy on the team, which whether we agree or disagree with how we feel about that, at least they're, kind of sticking true to that. So, I mean, it shouldn't come as a total surprise, but like you said, John, I mean, players like that, it's always cool to, see on different teams. So if seeing him on the Kings would have been cool. I just don't think it was possible after they brought back Barnes and Trey Lyles.
Yeah. Once they brought back Barnes, I think I knew what time it was.
Yeah.
That's really all that is. I saw that notification and I was like, damn, bro.
Wow.
I was like, well, Kuzma's not going.
Talk to me, Devin.
It's such a weird one because everything the Wizards have done this summer has indicated they're moving on and they're rebuilding. But like the Kuzma situation doesn't make them so good that they still can't rebuild. But it's just weird to give $26 million a year to a guy for the next 4 years who's not going to be part of your team when you're good. Like he's just going to hang out while you're bad. Which for Kuzma, W, because he's just made a bag. He's getting over $100 million over the next 4 years, and he probably wasn't going to get that anywhere else. I'm just a little bit confused as to why Washington are doing it. The only positive that I can give them is it's better than losing him for nothing because they're probably just going to flip him in a couple of years. So at least there's that. But outside of that, at least initially, it's a weird one.
Man,
Yeah.
I think honestly, I'm on hotspot, so I'm super laggy. I don't know if I'm cutting anyone off. If I am, I'm so sorry. But look, I think that Kyle Kuzma's situation is kind of similar to the AR situation. Kyle Kuzma saw a bag and was like, oh man, do I really want to win or do I want to get a bag like this? So that's the only thing I fear with the AR situation. That hope he's not like, oh man, let me just go chase out for a bag. Hoping AR is more of the winning mentality, wants to get it done, because I don't know where else he'll go. And I know a lot of teams just hate the Lakers, so they would love to just pull him away from the Lakers, even if they won't even be competitive.
And about just to add in here real quick, because we were talking about the Bruce Brown, his former team now, the Nuggets, they're bringing back a key vocal presence in the locker room, DeAndre Jordan.
Only in the locker room.
Well, yeah, but I mean, it is still huge. I mean, obviously, like those vets, like sometimes people lose those veterans and they fall off as a team. You know what I mean? So I think that's like a low key decent move. Obviously, not going to play much, but and then also, like, yeah, I'm kind of looking at this Kobe White deal that we talked about, and like Shams reported 3 years, $33 million, but what was just saying 3 years, $40 million. Either way, I think it's good, but yeah, I'm just kind of like interested in the details of that, but that still is a big signing for us, especially since we don't know when Lonzo, if ever, will come back to the court. And I'm pretty sure that we can figure out like that Ayo Dosunmu probably isn't in the long-term future for the Chicago Bulls either, based on where he played last year. So,
hey, listen, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. Man, oh man, I feel a type of way that the Lakers got Taurean Prince. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really do feel a way about that because like the Minnesota Timberwolves just let him out the door for no absolutely reason. I just don't understand that at all. Like he was a top player for this team in the postseason, especially, and then the Lakers get him. I bet you for a vet minimum. He probably didn't sign for nothing.
They just had to get under the tax, and they had to do it. Before you go ahead, Steph, I'm just going to add the most recent signing. That is the Suns getting another depth wing, Keita Bates-Diop, so to San Antonio, now heading to Phoenix. So they're looking to still have some solid depth after needing it last postseason. Okogie is already back, and now Keita Bates-Diop is in.
That jacket is fire, Devin. Fire.
It is a very good sweater. Credit to Jacob on the creation of that.
Big KOT.
Yes, sir.
Big KOT.
Man, I'm feeling type of ways right now. One, where the fuck is my team? Because I swear to God, because
I'd rather sleep.
No.
I think your team is kind of more so in the trade sweepstakes, though. That's kind of like what their biggest focus is right now.
Look. No. Gabe Vincent leaves, my free agency is already fucking over. That's all I'm saying.
Well, yeah, but it's kind of just Vincent and Strus.
Well, fuck Strus. Like. I don't give a fuck about Strus.
I'm saying those are the key pieces.
The thing is with Vincent is he probably doesn't go anywhere until Fred signs, because he's probably got bigger deals elsewhere, and depending on where Fred goes, those offers may disappear. Yeah. So you might be waiting a bit on Vincent.
I mean, I feel like y'all got to move on from Kyle Lowry too.
Yeah, but it's easier than y'all saying duh. It's like it's easier than said than done. First of all, you stretch his contract. That's like you like it's just not a good idea. And then trading him, who the hell wants to take his contract? No one wants to take that contract, even though it's expiring. The nigga's a bum. Like I mean, like who wants him?
That's true.
The only team that would probably want him is the team that needs to get salary. Like if Houston can't spend because no one goes there, but like that's pretty much it. I mean, the Pistons already took in money today in Joe Harris. So they're not a team that's looking to really have a ton of cap space anymore either. So, I mean, there's very few teams that got money sitting around at this point.
Sorry to interrupt, but I just want to shout out whoever, it doesn't say the name on here, but we have a Facebook user that is watching us from Afghanistan.
Yes,
We
sir.
are going international with Kia threes. That's epic. That's the first time I think we've seen that. So
appreciate you for watching, bro.
Yes,
that's a huge W.
Huge dub for sure.
You better not be a Lakers fan.
Hey, and if you are, be really happy because we got Taurean Prince.
Yeah, you know
I'm not gonna lie.
Taurean Prince is mid.
That's great. That's great time.
Nah, but hold on, let me say something and I'll let y'all talk. I'm sorry. I'm excited. This is like my time of the year. I get fucking antsy and I just want a bunch of signings and I'm trying to like do 50 things at once. But I say this. Taurean Prince, you can say he's mid or not, but the thing is, when you already have your 2 stars and other players that are better than Taurean Prince, he just fits their role perfectly. He can come off the bench, play good defense, and shoot the 3. The dude shot 38% from the 3-point line. So this is going to be huge. And yes, I'm on my Lakers hater shit right now because before y'all came in, I said, please, Lakers get nobody. Let's sign bums. And what did they do the first freaking 15 minutes of free agency? They get a good player in Taurean Prince.
I hope we get Brooke. I'm not gonna lie.
Dylan Brooks?
That's a huge signing right there. Dylan Brooks, no matter what, is going to be a huge signing.
He is, bro.
He is, bro.
I think coming to the Lakers. I think coming to the Lakers.
But look, I just wanted to say this.
Unless the whole scheme is different. Sorry, John.
It was perfect timing when Taurean Prince got signed because both me and Steph joined right around there. And bro, Trent just said it. You just added in like another Jared Vanderbilt-esque type player, but who can shoot a little bit better. Yeah. I'm happy. I'm real happy.
So what you're saying is if Mo randomly out of nowhere just joined, then the Bulls are going to sign someone big?
I mean, you'd have, I guess, because there'd be 2 people, huh? Because the Lakers,
that's what we need.
It was the Magic.
Where's my man
Bulls
Mo?
Are cursed.
Phoenix Suns have now made 4 signings on the day already. Damian Lee is now back in town as well.
Damian Lee is mid, man. I'm not gonna lie. Damian Lee is incredibly mid. This guy he can hit all the threes he wants in the regular season. Come postseason, he's just a nobody.
But he's better than Landry Shamet and a hell of a lot cheaper.
I will agree with that. Landry Shamet was my most hated Suns player last year, so I will give you that.
Yeah, I want to tell you this. A lot of these signings are like good signings for championship teams, right? Like at the end of the day, like they got their star players, so now they're just gonna try to fill their roster. That's what the Lakers are doing. So like, you know what I'm saying? Like now, if you go in free agency and like, fuck it, I'm signing Damian Lee as my first guy, and my team's not constructed. Now I'm criticizing you. But like these teams are kind of constructed in a sense, so they're just like, fuck it. Now we just got to bring these depth pieces in and let's see what they can do.
I mean, the Suns right now, even though they've signed like 4 dudes, like they still have like half their roster to go yet. You know what I mean? Like they have the big 4. Then they had Keita Bates-Diop, Okogie came back, and Damian Lee. So that's
and Drew Eubanks and Cam Payne still under contract.
Yeah, so that's like 8 or 9.
And
there still is like
they got 11 dudes.
11. Okay, well, I guess not.
So this
just keeps adding up as the more I talk about it. So I'm just gonna shut up.
And I'm being honest. I think they keep a roster spot available for buyout.
Yeah,
I would assume.
I think most championship teams, I'm not gonna lie, they usually do that. They keep a spot open because Kevin Love last year. Huge.
This says they have 9 guys on their roster. It doesn't say Ish Wainwright, but I mean Hoop Central.
His team option was picked up yesterday.
So I think there's 10 then, right? There should be 10. But still, yeah. I mean,
okay.
Whatever.
So let me ask y'all a question. I know we're only 18 minutes in, and we knew this free agency was going to be pretty mid, because we're literally talking about fucking Taurean Prince. Like that's how you know this shit's mid. But who so far is a winner? And non-biased, I want Jay talking because I haven't heard you talking too much. No, I'm giving the Lakers. I'm giving the Lakers right now as a winner, but I want to hear everybody else's, like just for the first 20 minutes.
Yeah, I would have to say the Lakers. I'm not gonna lie, Taurean Prince, the first few years of his career was like a really raw player. Like he didn't get much PT for a reason. But last year with the Timberwolves, bro, I've never seen him hoop so good. He's phenomenal at being active on the ball, very good shot creator, and he could shoot the ball as well. That's a W picker for the Lakers, bro.
I gotta cut you off here, Jay, because Bruce Brown just got a bag, 2 years, $45 million. to the Indiana
Ooh.
Pacers.
That's crazy.
Yeah, and it's
2
wild.
years, 45
crazy.
is
While-
crazy
That's
money.
crazy, dog.
While you're talking about Bruce Brown, I guess I'll just cut in real quick, and because I'm gonna say the Pacers are my winner, even though that might seem like a lot, bro. I was telling you guys the other day, I think the Pacers, they drafted Ben Mathurin the year before, they get Jarris Walker this year. They have straight up winners, guys that fear nobody. Come this year with healthy healthy Halliburton in the mix and stuff like that. Getting Bruce Brown, who's another guy who kind of has the similar what's the word, like kind of aura, I suppose, of Ben Mathurin and Jarris Walker. That's huge. And an NBA champion, let me remind you. This is going to be huge for the culture of Indiana basketball. And I am a Bulls fan, but you will catch me at least at one, maybe a couple Pacer games this year just because of that.
Now,
Getting disappointed like a motherfucker because them niggas is gonna suck.
Yeah, for sure.
No, they are not.
Hey,
No,
They're gonna be
not.
garbage, bro.
The
No,
Pacers?
no.
They're
hey,
too
hey,
young.
Let me cut y'all off real quick. Let me cut y'all off real quick.
Go ahead.
Look, this is for the Lakers fans. Let me know how you feel about this contract right here. 1 year, $4.5 million. Are y'all happy with that deal, or you feel like it's a little bit too much? Let me know what y'all think.
For who?
For Torian Prince, I'm happy. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah, that's good.
I just like I just said. I mean, you just added another Jared Vanderbilt type player, but who can shoot. I mean, that was Jared Vanderbilt's biggest
Man, I wish
weakness, right? Leaving him in the corner. Now we got somebody that, like how you said, shooting 38% from three. I'm happy. I'm happy off that. But just real quick, I just want to say something because this is wild. Devin, you said Bruce Brown got a bag. I'm not the greatest with math, so maybe some of y'all did this in your head, but 45 in 2 years, dog. Like I did it math.
22.5 mil.
Dog, what the fuck? That's 1 year, nigga. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I just kind of, that's crazy, dog. Like,
that's
fucking insane.
That's a
$22 million in a year.
Yeah.
To be fair though, do we know also like the terms of the contract? Like, is it just straight up 2 fully guaranteed years, or is it like a player option or a team option? Or
So far, it just sounds like it's a 2-year 45.
Okay,
no player
like
options, no nothing.
We'll have to keep an eye on that. I still feel like, anyways, it's still not a bad deal whatsoever. Because if it was like 4 years, like 100 million, then yeah, that's a lot. Because it's like, who's to say in Bruce Brown in 4 years is going to be like that? But this year, he's taking a step up every year. This year, wait 1 second.
Bro,
He's taking a step up every year. This year, he's still going to take a step up, I think, in Indiana. So by the time he's on his last year, he's going to be on an expiring coming into the next offseason. So if he is bad, you can move on from him.
Bro, Portland's fucking idiots. I'm sorry. Portland's the fucking dumbest organization in the fucking world. Bro, why the fuck are we paying a bum-ass mid-nigga $160 million? Why?
So much.
Who did they?
Jeremy Grant.
$160 million.
32 a year.
Bro, like, nah, seriously. I'd rather have fucking Bruce Brown fucking than Grant. Grant, I can't stand Grant. Like, I think he's cool. He's cool. But you know what that tells me? Is that Dame's fucking staying. And that fucks with my team.
That's crazy.
That fucks with my team. Because Portland said, fuck it, let's give this nigga $160 million. For what?
Yeah.
Bro.
That's crazy. Yo, I'm not going to go ahead, Jay.
Nah, they must see something in those young guys, bro. Because if they're gonna continue to commit to Dame and now bring Jeremy Grant back for that type of money, I promise you, they're gonna regret it in year 2 of that contract, bro.
Jeremy Grant about to hoop.
Start of year 2.
Jeremy Grant.
Jeremy Grant is
generational wealth.
Nigga, Tyrion Prince will have a better year than fucking that.
I mean, he's a hooper. Don't get me wrong. I'm not overrating him like Trent is, but that money, bro, on that team,
that is
crazy
money. 32 mil a year on that team is crazy.
Dude, I gotta make a video. I gotta make a video because I gotta rant and yell because that gotta be the most stupid. Like, okay, listen. $32 million per year. We're criticizing and questioning Bruce Brown, who just won a fucking championship, who was the best bench player on both teams. Let's not forget, he does little things. He could play 1 through 5, even though he can't, like, you get what I'm trying to get at. He plays different positions. Mm-hmm. Grant, in the fucking other hands, is your third option. Fucking option. You got Scoot, you got Dame. You can even think of Simons over Grant.
Shaden.
Bro, you're paying like a third to 4 option $160 million. Grant said, fuck it. I'm happy. I'll take the bread because I just scammed y'all. What's that TikTok video? Scammer got scammed. That nigga just got scammed. You feel me?
Ooh, Max Struess.
Let's hear
Wait.
it. Wait, I gotta go make the video for my channel, so let me know.
Let me hear it.
Where the fuck
4
you see
years,
Max Struess?
64 million with Cleveland.
That's
Okay,
fine.
before we hop into Max Struess, though, can I just say one thing and then we can get on Max Struess?
That's
I
fine.
feel like this Jeremy Grant contract,
To be
it
fair,
reminds me.
this is real.
This Jeremy Grant contract reminds me a lot, kind of like when the Pistons gave Josh Smith all that money in 2013. Because I feel like by midway through like the second year, they're gonna realize how bad of a contract this is, and they might come to the realization that they have no point but to waive and stretch provision the contract for the next 8 years. I don't get it. Just like you, Trent, it makes no sense.
Look. The Minnesota. I wish JELSON was here so much. And listen. I want to say Minnesota Timberwolves are the dumbest organization. They let Taurean Prince walk, sign to the Lakers, and they said, you know what? We're gonna sign the Lakers dog shit and bring in Troy Brown to the Minnesota Timberwolves.
Thank you. Hey,
Nikhil Alexander Walker is also back with the Timberwolves on a 2-year deal.
That's good.
W resign.
God is looking after us today, TV. I'm not gonna lie.
Cam, how you feel about Cam Reddish? Because they talking about is he enough that we supposed to sign him? You're crazy.
Hey,
that's crazy.
I would love Cam Reddish. He could get a bucket.
Speaking of Minnesota, Troy Brown
I'm not gonna
Jr.
lie.
is a Timberwolf.
Let me just say this real quick.
Like him.
Let me just say this real quick. And I was wrong on this take, and I'll stand on it. When they were at Duke, RJ, Zion, and Cam, I was saying
Cam was the
best
one.
Cam gonna be the best one. Cam gonna be the best one. I was wrong so far, but I'm still standing on Bruh's a bucket. He just ain't got a chance. He was getting DMPs in New York.
In terms of talent, he's still the best one.
Yeah, he was getting DMPs in New York.
Nigga, he's the same dude that. I remember there was a video where it was asking like Anthony Edwards and a bunch of top high school dudes going to college. And there was like, who's the toughest dude you had to guard in high school? Every single one of them was like, Cam gave me like 50. Yeah. Cam he's a bucket. Cam is like that. He's like that. It's just opportunity.
Let me ask you a question though. He has opportunity on several teams now and just hasn't panned out too well.
No, he has not had opportunity on the Knicks. The Knicks, he's been straight getting.
He hasn't had opportunities. Yeah. And when he did, what the?
So did you guys see though that Troy Brown Jr. is also going to the Timberwolves? So it's almost like they're flipping them for Taurean Prince. So
which I'm not too upset at.
I'm happy. Let Troy go. Go Troy.
Yeah,
I think there's a lot more length on the defensive end. Go ahead, Bill. My bad.
My thing was like I feel like if they were to sign him, because that's a little bit more in a minimum contract, it might make things a little harder for Reeves or Rui and figuring that out, and obviously D'Lo, because we don't know what's going to happen with them. There's been rumors there, but also like I think the fact that Brown is going to the Wolves, that like kind of alleviates that a little bit more. So it keeps that possibility open. They're kind of like it's like they're flipping them. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I just want to update a few financials here that we've had trickle in over the last 15-20 minutes or so. The Trey Lyles deal to the Kings is a 2-year $16 million deal. Taurean Prince, that deal at the 1-year 4.5 is on the biannual exception, so the mid-level exception has not been touched for the Lakers yet, so they still have an opportunity to bring in another solid guy. The Keita Bates Diop deal is 2 years at $5 million to the Suns. Damian Lee, that initially was reported as a 1-year deal, it's now a 2-year deal with the second year being a player option. And I believe that is everything for the time being, with Troy Brown and Nikhil Alexander Walker being the two most recent signings.
Can we also talk, because we didn't talk about this, I don't think at all yet, but Karis LeVert went back to the Cavs for 2 years, $32 million. I feel like that's actually, I don't know how I felt about Karis LeVert fitting in there, but at least like based on like how much money he's worth, I feel like they got him for a reasonable amount. I just don't know if he's quite the small forward fit, because you already got Garland and Mitchell. We talked about this the other day. Garland and Mitchell are kind of like going to have the ball in their hands a lot, and I feel like LeVert takes that away a bit unless he's coming off the bench. But then it's like you need that spacer, that floor spacing 3-and-D wing alongside them. And it's like, I don't know if Okoro is that right now. I don't know if Cedi Osman is that right now. So that's still what they need to figure out. But coming off the bench, being that like sixth man, if he can be a little bit more consistent, a little bit more, then I really like that deal for the Cavaliers.
Hey, look, I got to take me off the screen because Max Struess just left real quick. But I want to say this, because someone just hit my house. I was like, what the fuck just happened? Someone just hit my house. Niggas can't drive in Boston. But I want to say this. and let me know what y'all think. Cam Reddish. Reggie Jackson just signed a crazy deal.
What?
That's crazy. But yo, Cam Reddish, real quick. He had opportunity in Atlanta. He didn't get too much in Knicks, but he played in Portland. What is there something?
Bro.
Okay, and my question is though, is there something that's happening from being a young talent that keeps getting bounced? I just want to.
It's really opportunity, bro. To me, I think it's either he has bad work ethic or he just like has a bad attitude. Because when he's on the floor, he can hoop. He was hooping for a good while on the Knicks, but Tibbs just didn't like. Maybe he didn't play defense or whatever. But Tibbs pulled him.
I wouldn't even say to be. I mean, the New York situation, bro, just was straight getting DMPs. Like that was just on the coach.
Atlanta, he got drafted to Atlanta.
But all I'm saying, I don't know if it's attitude problem because I don't know, bro, personally. So I'm not going to say that. But what I do think is that it's always been fit. Like you're just too young and you just don't fit our timeline. So shit, somebody got to go, and then he's been the piece that's had to go every time.
Yeah.
But I would love him on the Lakers. Bucket.
For sure. Yo, he's one of those dudes that y'all gonna love now in the offseason, and then when the postseason hits, he starts missing every shot. You're gonna hate him. That's exactly what he's gonna be. I promise you. I promise you.
All right, bring him. Let's bring him.
And I can't wait. He's not going to the Lakers. So I don't even know how we're talking about this. But Max Strus just left, and we talked about how Cleveland needs wings. This is a really good signing for them. Maybe a little bit too much, but hey, I'm happy because now the Heat don't have him on our team no more. So that's good.
Yeah, I just am curious, like, where he'll play because he is like about 6'5", so he's still more so a 2-guard. I don't know if he can fit that like 3-point specialist as the small forward spot. So I think they still need a guy like that.
Does Cleveland have that though?
Currently, or like enough room to get that now?
Enough room to get that now.
I don't, probably not, unless they make a trade because they've got him for 4 years, $64 million. I'm not gonna lie. You can get me on the record saying this right now. Max Strus is a great player, but as we inch closer to the end of that contract, it will be one of the worst contracts in the league.
How old is he, Garrett?
Max Strus, I think he's like 27, 28, right?
Yeah, he's not the youngest guy around. I think part of what they might be
27.
thinking here too is it's A, they're desperate for shooting. And B, I wouldn't be shocked if either by this year's trade deadline or next offseason, him and LeVert are packaged for something. I don't know.
I can tell they're desperate.
But they're probably packaging that and matching salaries somehow. But yeah, they're definitely desperate, and as they should be, because they need a shooter on the wing bad. Yeah. Ideally with size, but I guess you can't get everything.
Yo, man, just real quick. We're on Twitter. We're looking at like all the stuff coming in. I just seen the craziest, most sus stuff ever from Jalen.
I saw that too.
That's not even explainable.
Wait, from Jalen who?
Jalen Green, bro. I'm not even gonna just go look on Garrett's page, bro, on Twitter. That's not even explainable, bro. Like that's not even a joke. What?
Wait,
bro. That is the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like that's not even okay, in my opinion.
Wait. No, the tweet got deleted.
No, it didn't. I'm just watched it right now.
No, the one on my page
didn't happen.
No.
I was saying, John, if you were looking at the tweet on my page, that tweet got deleted. Like literally just now.
Because it violated the rules.
Yeah, that was from a fake account, by the way. Let me remind you, that was from a fake account. I'm seeing that there was something zesty that he said. I didn't actually see what it was yet today, if at all. But
yo, I'm talking about the video, bro.
Wait,
I didn't see no video.
What's the video?
Oh my goodness!
I'm
just gonna just text y'all, bro. Yeah, I'm just.
Why do you need to know what the video is?
Garrett, you literally retweeted it and quoted it.
No, I retweeted the tweet from the parody account because that guy also said, "Yo, gas me up." Like that NBA, the fake NBA Central is always in my DM saying like, "Yo, gas this up, gas this up." So like I'll just do that, but I was like, bro, Jay, like that's kind of sus asking about the video.
No.
I just put it. I just put it in the Discord, bro. Go look at it.
Nah, dude. All right, I'm gonna check it out. Do we have anything other signings right now, Devin?
Nothing right now. No, we are a half an hour in, and we're probably at that spot where everything that was tampered with heavily is probably done and announced with. So we might be a little bit more calm here for the next half an hour. So.
And there's gonna be one.
And as I say that, there's a sign-in, so I'll just shut up and continue
John,
along here.
That's the tweet, John. I got deleted.
Javon Carter, 3-year deal with the Chicago Bulls.
Yes, sir.
Hey, Barry, how you feel?
Let's go. So hold on a second. $20 million. I just saw it. I
Yeah.
like that personally because we clearly need a point guard. I don't know what our direction is. I think everyone can agree we don't know what the direction of my Bulls are in. But at the very least, you know, if we are going to compete, you know, Javon Carter's still a young guard. I thought he played pretty well this year with the Bucks. So getting him in, I was kind of a fan of him in college too. I feel like he's just like one of those hard-nosed players. So getting him on the team, hey man, I will take that, especially for $20 million. That's only $6 million a year. Give me Javon Carter every day of the week.
I like that.
Which trivia question: do any of you guys know Javon Carter's real first name?
No.
Javonte.
His real first name is Leroy.
He looked like a
fuck, I
Leroy.
shoulda
I'm not
knew
gonna lie.
I knew that.
He low key do like he put overalls on.
It's kind of crazy, but yeah, I will take Javon Carter on my team.
W signing. Do you think you're gonna get rid of Lonzo this offseason?
I hope so, but I just don't know if there's an ideal trade for him. I think he might be the most untradeable person in the league right now, other than maybe like Jonathan Isaac or something.
That's a perfect signing for the Chicago Bulls. That is perfect. I love that move. Shout out to you. But I wanna call Lakers fans real quick because if this player gets signed and y'all are excited for this, y'all are hypocrites. So Lakers are trying to bring in Eric Gordon. They're trying to bring him using their mid-level exception. If y'all get excited about that, and y'all was pretty much criticizing him when he was a bum on the Clippers, how y'all feel about Eric Gordon getting mid-level exception right now?
I never criticized.
I didn't know you back in the day, but he was definitely criticized a lot for that Clippers team. That's the reason why he got waived.
I can't answer that question because I never criticized him.
If honestly, criticizing him or not criticizing him, yeah, I love a shooter on a team, and LeBron has always succeeded with shooters around him.
Lakers take anybody. This is my point. Lakers take anybody. Lakers will take anybody.
What's the point? I don't really get the point. I mean, we want a player that's going to help us win a championship, a good spot-up shooter, a good catch-and-shoot shooter. He can catch and shoot very well throughout his entire career. So why would we not want that?
You must not watch him, buddy. Especially last year, but it's okay.
Can he shoot? Can he shoot, Trent? Can he shoot the ball?
Yeah, but he's more of a player that needs the ball in his hand. That's
okay, but
Aaron, he could be catch and shoot.
Aaron Gordon can be a catch and shoot.
But the last year with Rockets and Clippers, he mainly had the ball in his hands, and he was a closing point guard.
Sweet. We don't need him to play that role. We need him to play the role that he can play, which is a catch and shoot.
He was doing.
That's fine. But he's gonna switch his role. Okay, so Jordan Poole was just acting like the number 3rd option. Now he's gonna go to the Wizards being the number 1. So like that take doesn't really make sense.
It's not. All I'm saying is I'm asking a question though. I'm pretty much saying Lakers.
I'll for no money because bruh is hella old. Yeah, of course, bro. I mean,
I think the fan. Oh shoot!
That fooled me right there. I'm not gonna lie. I said the Lakers signed Mozgov. I said, what the fuck?
The Suns have made another. The Suns have made another signing though. I think that's like their 5th or 6th of the day. Chimezie Metu is now in town, and I do like that signing.
Yeah.
I feel like those fans that you're kind of targeting though, like Trent, with that, they'll probably. I've never personally heard Steph or. Yeah. I'm loud. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. Am I good now? Am I good now? Okay, yeah. No, I've never personally heard like Steph or John like criticize Eric Gordon. Maybe you have, but my thing is like I feel like they'll probably treat it the same way they did like Montrezl Harrell. Those Laker fans, not you guys necessarily.
Hey, I put Steph and John with those Lakers fans. I'm not gonna lie.
You can't do that.
Hold on.
I hate that.
Steph on some real shit. I haven't heard biased takes like that. Me and John always talk about Lakers, so I'm just going to always consider him biased. But I haven't talked to you about biased shit yet. So until the season starts, I'll probably get on. I'm like, this nigga's biased as fuck. But John, he knows he's biased, and I'm biased too.
I wouldn't necessarily. I mean, I don't think they're dumb takes. I think they're reasonable. When the team deserves credit, I give them credit. When they don't deserve credit, I didn't give them credit.
What's a biased take?
Yeah, what's a biased take of mine?
D-Lo, and I'll stand on that.
Okay, well, didn't you hear what I just said last year about how
Yeah,
D'Lo
now because you stepped back.
What? How did I step it back? I've been saying he's a good playmaker. He's been a good playmaker the first 2 series, and then in the Western Conference Finals, he absolutely choked.
You was
Ain't no
this
stepping
boy.
it back.
You
No,
was
bro.
this boy.
Hell
You
no,
was
bro.
defending
This
this boy.
nigga, bro.
Defending him in the playoffs or defending him in
I
the
was
regular
defending.
season?
I was defending
playoffs.
him in the first two series
Bro,
in the
this
playoffs
nigga
because he
was-
was
I
a
know
good
Trent's
playmaker.
about to blow up, so I'm
He
pulling
was
my
a good
earbuds a little bit
playmaker.
out.
Yo, this boy would text me. He would tag me in tweets whenever
this
he had a
boy
good
would.
game. But when he played bad,
That's
he
crazy.
was silent.
That's crazy.
I'm not
Trent,
gonna
hey,
hold you. I only remember 2 good games in the first 2 series.
That's crazy because one in the, I believe it was in the Grizzlies series. I don't know if it's Grizzlies or Warriors, but there was a game that we wouldn't have won unless he went off in that fourth
That's
quarter.
the one.
And he had and again, things that Trent just doesn't pick up on, right? Little things on basketball. He was a playmaker. We talked about it this morning, TB. On that team, out of scoring guards, yeah, he's probably one of the worst ones. But out of the playmakers and helping AD get set up and helping the Lakers run out of the pick and roll, he was the best point guard that we probably had, to be honest, for a playmaker. And I kept. Hold on, let me finish. Let me just get it off. And I kept telling Trent this, and this is the things that Trent thinks I'm saying that I said he's good.
He wasn't better than Russ.
Because again, let me finish. Let me finish.
Keep it a buck. He wasn't.
Russ, we wouldn't have got as far as we did with D'Angelo.
But you talk about playmaking. We're talking about playmaking. Russ and AD put really good basketball.
Let me finish. Let me finish. Okay, but when Russell Westbrook's on there, unless he has the ball, he's literally we're playing 4-on-5. D'Angelo Russell.
So was D'Lo.
Not as bad.
Oh, not as D'Lo was fucking bench, just like Russ.
If they're taking threes, I'm taking D'Angelo Russell every day. Look, hey, all I'm saying is this. All I'm saying is this. Because look, this isn't a Lakers preview. This is not. I'm just saying is Trent doesn't really Trent doesn't really get it, the ins and outs of the game. That it's not just scoring. It's a lot more than just scoring. He's a great playmaker for us. But anyway, I'm gonna stand on it, and it's not a biased take. He was good. And he was all right in the first two series, but was absolutely ass in the Western Conference Finals. And ain't no type of drawing it back because I've been stood on it.
There was one good game against Golden State where he won y'all that game. I could give him props for that. There was one game he won y'all that game.
And he was real silent. He was real silent all those games.
He did that in Memphis too.
Yeah,
like,
I don't remember that.
I've been saying
dog shit. But with D'Lo, I will say, because I know I didn't really know you guys back then.
I wish I did so fucking bad. Oh,
so before I will say this, during the regular season,
he was cool.
When people were saying we should get Kyrie instead of D'Lo, I was saying keep D'Lo strictly because of he's gonna do what we need better than what Kyrie's gonna what we need from that position, which was playmaking. He's the only point guard on the team that can make a fucking entry pass to Austin Reeves because Dennis Schroeder, for some reason, if it's not a clear entry pass, he's not gonna make it. And with Austin, he's getting there. He got better, but D'Lo was the best with the 2-man game as well with him and AD. But once the playoffs hit, after the first game, I was like, okay, D'Lo, he's gonna come back. All right, whatever. But then after game 2, I was like, I had hope, but he showed us what he is in the playoffs. And at that point, I was like, D'Lo just isn't that playoff guy. And if we're going to be a team that's going for a championship, we want to contend. I don't like him on the team for that reason.
And just like to add to that, I think like there are ways where he is an effective kind of playmaker, like you said, the 2-man game with AD. But I would classify him. He is a playmaker. Like he's a quality playmaker. But I feel like he's more so a quality playmaker that's like a 70-75% tendency of like creating for myself, and then like a 20-25% or 30-25% tendency that would be of creating like for others. Like, because I don't know if I see him quite as like a true point guard. And I mean, he even say like this season, like I'm not a point guard or whatever. Like he made a quote like that. So I see him. He can play there, but like ideally you would want him more as like a combo guard. And I think in terms of playmaking as a whole, yes, he still is a really good playmaker. I wouldn't call him like an elite level playmaker, but he's a pretty good playmaker. I just think it's more so like creating for himself. And there are players like that in the league. So, I mean, it could help out a lot of teams, especially teams that need like shot making desperately. Like he wouldn't go there, obviously, but like think of the Jazz. We were talking about the other day. They don't have a lot of like shot creators other than like Clarkson and Markkanen, really. Like at the guard spot, really Clarkson is like really carrying the weight there. Like in that situation, he would be relied on a lot because he's probably going to be like their second or third shot creator most of the time. So I don't know. There are ways, there are teams that could find purpose in D'Lo. If I'm the Lakers, would I give him the 2-year $40 million that's kind of been rumored?
No.
Probably not, just because you want Reeves and Rui. But I mean, I think there are maybe some teams that could give him still quality contracts. I'm not going to sit here and say he belongs in China like some Laker fans were saying or anything like that. So yeah, that's just my thing.
So how you feel about this new signing? I think that's a lot of money, but I don't know. How you
You
feel about
talking
that?
Size?
Niang?
They
Yeah,
need
this is a
size and
bad-
they need shooting.
This is not a great signing in my
Man, the
opinion.
Cavs trying to
Wait,
fill it
who
up.
is it?
Jorgeous
Jorgeous
Niang.
Niang.
3
He
years,
signed a
26
three-
million.
I don't like the signing whatsoever, mainly because I feel like the Cavs, it's not much. It's not a needle mover from what they already have at a wing position like that. I know that Jorgeous Niang brings size, but I think he's also slow. He's going to make them play a lot slower. And just from seeing like Donovan Mitchell and Darius Garland, these are two guys that like to run quick. Now, of course, they had the slowest pace in the league with their big men, but I think that's why their big men also got a lot of the blame too come playoff time. You're combining probably the backcourt that has the best pace, one of the best paces in the league with just the way they like to play, and the two big men combo that play like the slowest bigs in the league. So now your whole front court is going to be super slow. How is that going to work out? I don't know too well because it didn't work out too well in the playoffs. And the one thing I know about Jorgeous Niang, he is incredibly inconsistent. And it seems like whenever you need him to make a shot, this guy, he looks like his career is like done or something like that, the way he plays. So
He's a sloppy player. Oh, Kyrie Irving.
Kyrie
Kyrie
to the
Irving.
Mavs.
Oh my God.
Back
Wait,
to the
no,
Mavs,
unsurprising.
bro.
3 years, 126
I actually
million.
like that. I like that.
I like that.
You
too.
don't give him long term at all. You never give Kyrie Irving no long term deals. Don't do it. You're
Yeah.
wasting yourself.
They like met him in the middle. I like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah,
That's-
at least that, man. Because he was rumored for wasn't he rumored for like a 5-year, like 260 million or something crazy?
I mean,
like
that was just his max. I don't think he was ever going to get it, but
Yeah.
I like
but
it.
no,
I like it.
that seems very fair. I think that's very fair
Hey,
for both sides.
For content perspective, I want Kyrie Irving to leave and just to make the league crazy, but this is still cool. Like Kyrie Irving and Harden leaving, that would have been fucking hilarious.
Sign and trade.
Hey, real
See
quick,
one?
let me ask y'all something. So Kyrie comes back. Of course, the Dallas Mavericks aren't done, but are they even near title contention right now? They haven't even fixed their issue that they have.
They need
I
I
wings.
think it can be.
I think they did.
Exactly.
I think they did.
Yeah. They just need wings. They got Kyrie back. They improved their big significantly, but they need to do more. If this is it, they're not there.
And
But
unless
they're
I'm
on the right path, they've done very well so far this summer.
yes, they've done very well so far this summer, but unless I'm mistaken, like don't they really only have Derek Lively that they drafted and then Rashard Holmes? Don't they? They didn't really have a real big.
Those are two going to be two important pieces. Going forward.
Definitely.
Shaw Holmes good.
They're better. They're better than Maxi Kleber, Dwight
Definitely.
Powell,
No,
and
I'm-
Jamel McGee.
For
So like that's
sure.
already a
No,
improvement.
100% they've improved. But I'm just saying,
Mhm.
do you improve and then get knocked down one round later, or do you improve to end up being a championship team? That's why I was just asking.
Well, let me ask you this, right? We criticized the Kyrie Irving move, right? To be fair, this is going to be his first off season with this team. So we're going to see a first full year with Kyrie and Luka. So just right there, we're going to see what's up with that. But I never dealt Luka just because of the facts, and this is no shade to Brunson because Brunson's a beast, but they made it to the Western Conference Finals with a mediocre roster. Like Luka can do it. He going to do it. So, and he got another superstar guard with him. So they just got to kind of figure it out. They need a lot of wings, obviously, because that's their main weakness, but they got the big position kind of figured out. I got fucking bamboozled because it said Andre Drummond was signing with the Mavs, and then nigga 2 seconds later he went to the Bulls.
Yeah.
So
He
that one was
accepted his player option, I think, yesterday, really, but they didn't talk much about it today.
so that was the one I was like, oh, now you add Drummond. Now all three of these bum ass bigs are gone. But you know, McGee's on contract. That was the dumbest contract they can possibly give.
Yeah, no, I definitely hear what
Bro.
y'all saying, and I think they're gonna get better and all that. But I just think that your biggest issue was the big man, and I just don't think Derek Lively is gonna, as his rookie year, gonna talk to me. But talk to me, Jay and
No.
Garrett.
No, I'm just looking at Twitter and I'm looking at Legion Hoops, also known as Laker Hoops, and just putting a heartbreak between LeBron and Kyrie. Why, like,
I don't
dude,
want
they
that.
have their separate page. I know, but like, why do they got to make everything about the Lakers, man? They make everything about the Lakers, and I know you guys are Laker fans and everything like that.
I know. I don't
It's cool.
really.
But bro, Legion Hoops makes everything about the Lakers. And it probably, honestly, it's probably better that the Lakers didn't get that because you already have a good thing going if you bring back Rui and Reeves. Why would you take such a gamble like that? Like the heartbreak thing. It's just annoying. And I don't know. I think I'm gonna go on like a little tangent later in the stream, but about something else I saw today. But you can go ahead, Jay.
I gotta step in with the signing first. The Orlando Magic have signed Joe Ingles,
That's hella
That was
random.
rumored.
and I
today.
am with it.
That's
I am
random.
so with
That's
it.
hella random, huh?
That was
you
that was
taking
rumored,
you
though,
taking
a
an
lot
old
today.
nigga on the young team.
They had that as like a potential option for him though most of today. So I mean, I'm not surprised. I just don't get like where it comes into play. But we also have news on Chris Middleton, if you want to say it, Devin.
You go ahead. I am not there yet.
So
but now I
three-time
am.
All-Star Chris Middleton has agreed on a new 3-year, $102 million deal to stay with the Milwaukee Bucks.
Ooh,
And a
okay.
player option on the 3rd year.
I just want to say this real quick. Just want to say this. This move was huge because it kept Giannis. I
Mhm.
think Giannis eventually leaves if he doesn't have a championship roster around him. Yes, he's got one of those, OG, I'm gonna work hard through it, but I think this is the NBA nowadays.
He's
You don't
through
have
that.
what's up?
He's over that.
Okay,
He's
yeah, all
done.
right. Because I'm not gonna lie, TB, I seen the facial expressions and I was like, maybe I gotta give my point and explain a little bit as to what I'm saying.
No,
But
okay, you're right.
yeah. I think Giannis is gone if Chris doesn't come back.
And
Nah,
shout
I
out.
think
Oh, I was just gonna say, sorry, Jay. Shout out to Kyrie Irving's agent. If I'm saying this wrong, Shatilia Riley Irving, right? She is the first Black woman to negotiate and complete an NBA contract.
I love
Yes,
it.
shout out to the
sir.
queen. I like it.
That's
Is
huge.
that
Love
his
it.
mom? I mean, no,
What?
I know his mom.
I don't know for sure. It's probably like
Say
some
sister or
relative.
something, yeah.
I'll look into it. I'm not 100%
But
sure.
I want to go back to the Cavs point.
Stepmom.
I don't think okay. I don't think the Mavs like necessarily need to like make the finals with Luka right now, John. But I think the moves that they did make so far in the offseason have positioned them to be back in the playoffs for sure. I think pairing Kyrie with Luka, like still they're gonna be a threat in the Western Conference.
I gotta jump in here again, Jake, because at least I got one domino solved. Jakob Poeltl is back in Toronto. 4-year, $80 million deal, which is about the price range that was expected. You had to bring him back once we traded for him, and just like that, another deal into Cam Johnson is back in Brooklyn. He's signing a 4-year, $108 million deal. So at least for the time being, Jay, you can still have your duo of Cam Johnson and Mikal Bridges in Brooklyn.
Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown 2.0, man.
Yes, sir.
all these damn rumors we heard for the past 2 weeks and everybody's staying.
Yeah, right?
What are we doing, bro?
Yeah,
Man.
I do want to hear what do you think though, Devin, about keeping Pirtle?
I mean, it had to be done. You couldn't, otherwise we just traded for a rental to not make the playoffs. And I mean, we've been in a situation where we haven't had a center since Gasol and Ibaka left. We had 2 years, or the better part of 2 years, without a center. Like, we just had to bring him back. He played really well last year once we brought him in. It didn't necessarily show in the win column, but it showed on the offensive end that we actually had a screener that could create space for the first time in 2 years. And it really opened up a lot of things on our offense. So good to see. Solid center. He's definitely not an elite tier center, but I think it's a fair price and nice to know we're actually going to have someone at that position for the next few years.
It should be a bull still, but it's whatever.
I'll let you keep Mr. Vucevic.
Wait,
man.
So Devin, so far as the Raptors are constructed, where do you project them to be next year?
If we get Freddie back, we can probably be in the middle of the play-in tournament again as like a 7 or 8 seed at best. If Freddie's gone, Lord help us, because the only option now is Gabe Vincent. I was really bummed when Javon Carter signed, because great signing for the Bulls. I was really hoping that the Raptors are going to go after him, even just as a backup, because even if Freddie's back, we need a backup point guard still. We just don't have that. So he's off the board now. The only options are probably Gabe Vincent, because I doubt Russ is coming to Toronto. Like, Trey Jones is not going anywhere. After that, you're looking at like Dennis Schroeder, Aya DeSumo. Like, there's not much there. So it's got to be Freddie or it's got to be Gabe Vincent at this point. And if it's not one of those two guys, we're probably not in the plan.
The Raptors are just in the same location as the Bulls, just in a different city.
Wait, so I have a question. A guy that I feel like a lot of people aren't talking about, and a lot of people pretty much gave up on, is Christian Wood, and the Mavs don't want to bring him back. Where do you guys think he would fit in?
Not on the Mavericks.
You know what? I'm not gonna say it.
No, don't even, man. That's not gonna happen.
Hey, yeah, I was just saying.
Shanghai is crazy.
I'm not gonna lie. Like, I feel like they have the most cap room. And I feel like he still can contribute on some teams. He's very limited, though. But I wouldn't be surprised if they strike out with a lot, like if he just went back to like the Rockets or something like that. You know what I mean?
I don't know. I could see him signing with the Milwaukee Bucks. Him and Giannis used to have a relationship back when
they used to play there too. Yeah,
when he was first came into the league. So I could see that potentially play a little Brook Lopez role if he doesn't come back. Not the defense though. Definitely not the defense.
Yeah, not. Just Brook Lopez, but like worse at everything.
Yeah.
The other thing I'll add to on a couple of financial updates over the last little bit, the Javon Carter and the Georges Niang deal are coming out of the mid-level exception for both the Bulls and the Cavs. So those are getting eaten up. So the Bulls still have about half their mid-level exception they could use, but the Cavs are pretty much down and out, and they're still trying to hope to complete a sign and trade to get Max Strus in. So that's far from official yet, but they are in the works of trying to get the financials right to get him in, as well as Karis LeVert back, as well as Georges Niang back.
Hey, I have something to say. The team that had the most cap has yet to make a move. Very interesting. So
stole it right out of my mouth.
What's going on with Houston right now? Do you think and to be honest with you, this free agency has been predictable, right? I think a lot of these signings we knew was going to happen right now. The only one that's shocking to me, and I knew Grant was going to return, is just his deal was just outrageous. But like everything else, besides Javon Carter,
Bruce Brown wasn't surprising a little bit.
Nah, I seen that.
Nah, Bruce Brown was surprising for sure.
Nah, I seen that report 2 days ago.
But like he was reported everywhere. Like I feel like,
but literally, they offered him the most money. Like I seen it. I be studying all this shit, bro. That's how I knew. Like
I guess, but I don't know. I still am a little surprised.
I wasn't
that he's there,
bro. There's no surprise signing right now at all. Besides, though, Javon Carter to the Bulls, I love that shit because you got a defensive-minded point guard who can run that offense, come off the bench, whatever it is. So I don't know. This free agency. Cam Johnson got his money. It is what it is. I wanted Cam to head to Houston, but whatever.
I think the big holdup for Houston right now is their biggest financial tie-up is on VanVleet, and until he makes a decision, they don't have much flexibility outside of that because they got a bit over 60 million cap space, but they're offering Freddie like 40 a year over the next 2 years. So they're like, I'd imagine it's probably Freddie and Brook Lopez, and they're just waiting for those decisions. That's probably all they've got out. Maybe Dylan Brooks, but that's probably about it. And those are probably the three guys they're waiting on.
I can't wait till Dylan Brooks gets signed, man. We gotta have a show about him for the whole hour about Dylan Brooks. Listen, Dylan Brooks got the most hate as he deserved because he deserved it. Yep.
Sorry, this isn't free agency related, but I'm happy because ESPN is firing Nick Friedel. Nick Friedel, can you give me full screen real quick?
I was just listening to a podcast with him fucking today.
Nick Friedel, go screw yourself because the Chicago Bulls will always own you, and we never liked you when you were here anyways. So I'm glad you're gone. Hey, man, you're going to be looking for a job soon, and meanwhile, Kia 3s, we're cooking over here. So
McDonald's is hiring, buddy.
Yeah, McDonald's is hiring. Nick Friedel. You literally got fries in your name. Come on, man. I hate that guy. I do not like him.
What's the beef with him, Garrett? What happened?
He used to be like a writer for the Bulls. Like he was a reporter for us, but then he bashed every player. He bashed Derrick Rose and Jimmy Butler and all these guys on our team so many times. So I cannot stand him. Every time I see him on TV, I get upset. I turn it off. I turn the TV off. But now I don't have to see this guy on TV anymore. So frick Nick Friedel. He can go. I don't even know. Like eat. I can't say that probably on stream. I'll say he can eat a very large sausage.
So I saw a report that the Celtics are working on a 2-year, $60 million deal with Kristaps Porzingis.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they'll have him under contract now for the next 3 years.
How y'all feel about that?
It's good, not bad. I mean, Porzingis in 2 years is still going to be Porzingis, and it's not like a 5-year thing that's like super risky. Like, like let's say if an injury happened this year, it's like, okay, you only got like 1 extra year on top of the extension. So,
And I also feel like it gives you a chance to wait and see what you want to do without Horford going forward. So it gives you some time to at least evaluate it. You could maybe even play the year out with him, and you still have 2 extra years with Kristaps. So, I mean, that just makes it easier on them to figure out what to do going forward.
No, definitely. I think that was the way to go about it. I mean, it was kind of inevitable at some point when they're making such a trade for him. Not that they gave up a ton, but it seems to be very rare these days you trade for a guy who's a rental and you don't extend him unless it's like a Kawhi Leonard situation. But that was a bit of an extreme. So
For sure.
You know what I was thinking about? I'm not gonna lie. The more I think about it, since Kuzma went back to the Wizards, they might be kind of good next year.
no, they're not. They're going to be a bottom 3 seed. They're going to be a bottom 3 seed in the
No.
East.
No. If we think about it, Jordan Poole, he's gonna be on a revenge tour.
Nah.
Look at
Jordan
everybody.
Poole and Kuzma are going to be the most toxic duo I think to watch ever.
Hey,
They're gonna-
hey, did we talk about the Chris Middleton one?
Yep.
Okay,
We
that's
did.
good. Man, this free agency class, we've been saying it for a while, but this shit's fucking boring as fuck. These niggas, yo, we need the Clippers trade ASAP. We need that James Harden trade now. And the thing about it, the truth of the matter is for the 76ers is that they don't want to get worse and they still want to compete. But the problem is James Harden has no trade value. So it's like, okay, you try to trade him to the Clippers, you're going to get Norman Powell and a bunch of role players. That doesn't improve your roster. So like they're in a weird position. And John brought it up the other day. He's like, bro, I think it's going to be to the point where James Harden forces himself out once again and they get nobody out of it. Like the Houston situation. Because what can they do really to improve this roster? Trading James Harden. You just can't. So what I think they should do, and let me know what you guys think, is your 2 players are Maxey and Joel. Just try to get players around them to play around them the system, because you can't do nothing else.
Yeah, my thing is too, and like I'm sure you guys saw today, like just how the Sixers decided not to extend Maxey, and I think part of that is just because it leaves him open to be traded like throughout the season. But if I'm Maxey, like I feel like this tells me, even though it might be for a couple years, let's say they do have success, I just don't see Maxey retiring as a Philadelphia 76er. I feel like eventually he is going to get traded some way or another, and it could be for Damian Lillard, just because that's going to be the biggest rumor right now, because Harden wants out. They need someone to fill in that void as being the primary playmaker alongside Joel, and he's going to be probably their best asset in terms of like value that you can match with Damian Lillard on their team. That's at least proven. But I feel like if I'm him, you're not extended, so you got 1 more year on your deal for sure. Then next year you'll have the ability to sign wherever you want to go. I believe he'll be a still restricted free agent because he's after his rookie contract. But at the same time, it's like he might feel a little bit like slated just because of that. And I feel like it's going to come back in the long run. And I can see them very well, because we don't know too. This Sixers team might blow up. If next year they play bad, let's say they don't get a Harden replacement and they lose in the second round or earlier again, Joel Embiid might be requesting out. And if Joel Embiid's requesting out and then Tyrese Maxey has the chance to leave, who knows if there's another process. The process might be over.
The process is over, bro. And if I'm Tyrese Maxey, I feel disrespected by you guys not extending me. I mean, I'm gonna feel some type of way. And this year, there's no doubt he's gonna go off. But I agree with you, Garrett. If the 76ers don't find a sufficient replacement for James Harden, Joel Embiid is requesting a trade, bro.
Yeah, and they won't. But speaking of point guards, Trey Jones is back in San Antonio, a 2-year, $20 million deal.
Yeah, I wouldn't leave either.
At least for the next 2 years, he's going to be feeding Wemby some lobs in that starting lineup.
Hey,
I kind of. Oh, you were going to go? Sorry.
No. I was just going to say, we was talking about Trey Jones before, and we was talking about how let's not give him too much money. We're just gonna let him walk. Do y'all think 10 mils a lot, or do you think that's a reasonable deal for Trey Jones?
Not for
That's
2
I feel like
years.
that's reasonable.
Yeah,
I
it's
think for
reasonable.
2 years, it's very reasonable. And in 2 years' time, if you draft a better dude, you want to make Trey Jones the backup, you want to move off of him and give the keys to a new young guy. I think that's a smart, flexible deal.
For sure.
Hey, I like him. He
So-
coming under my video.
I was gonna say, and I was kind of thinking about this a little bit today because I'm looking at the Spurs contracts. They have, I think, the second most contract space in the league, like salary cap room, but also like guys like Doug McDermott and Devontae Graham, they're only guaranteed for next year fully. So if there was, let's say, obviously the Sixers might like turn some of this and like put in like salary cap if they turned it into like a Damian Lillard trade. But let's say they try to make a trade like this first, they get a young asset, but also like they could include one or both of those contracts in that and trade with the Sixers to put James Harden on the San Antonio Spurs, mainly because after this coming season, all three of those guys, between if it's McDermott, Graham, and Harden, because those are like the key contracts. I know there's going to be young players too that come in the mix that the Spurs would more than likely have to give up to get a guy like James Harden. But Harden and Wemby for the first year, especially because you're going to open up that cap room anyways coming into 2024, 2025, I feel like that could be good, like with jumpstarting Wemby and putting like one of the premier playmakers in the league around him. And do you think maybe, I don't know if it would happen, but do you think if you had a Harden and Wemby combo, do you think that is maybe a playoff team?
No, the Wizards being in the playoffs before the Spurs. I'm not gonna lie.
That's just hate and it's wrong.
You gotta explain why you're so high on the Wizards, man.
This dude Jay just says anything at this.
No, bro, dead ass.
I think Jay just has these takes like in a hat, and he just like pulls one out, and he's like, "I'll say this today" or something.
Think about it. Jordan Poole, Kuz. I mean, Daniel Gafford's still there.
Daniel Gafford is the third guy, though. That's the problem.
I love Daniel
That's
Gafford.
the third name out of your mouth.
He followed my personal Instagram account and still does. So shout out to him, Bulls legend. But my God, if he's the third best player, you're finished, bro. You are finished.
Like, I mean, Tyus Jones is probably better, but even still, like it's just not a postseason team in the Eastern Conference this year. When we're talking about like the Raptors, the Bulls, the Magic, the Pacers, those teams are all better than the Wizards, comfortably, in my opinion. There's no way those teams don't finish in the play-in above them.
So can we go back to my question, though, like what I was saying? If you had Harden and Wemby as a combo, I don't know how likely it is, but what do you expect if that was the duo that we saw?
Even if they did make the playoffs, their first round out.
Do you think it'd be good for like Wemby's development, though, like in his first year to be with a playmaker like that, though? Because I think it would.
Probably.
It might be, yeah, because James Harden is going to help him see things that he's not going to see immediately. And James Harden is one of the best dudes to do that with his playmaking ability. So it'll help more than it'll hurt for sure. But even if they do make the playoffs, I don't think they're really going to do anything.
You want to know my hot take on James Harden?
Sure.
Not even a hot take. James Harden is he don't care about winning no more. He's done. This dude can't stay on the court. He hasn't played 60 games in 4 seasons. First thing first. All right. He requested a trade after 2 years. He complains. He fits. He needs to get a lot more hate, personally, in my opinion. He goes to Philly, the team that he wanted to play for. He gets his boy PJ Tucker over there. What happens? I want out. Now he's going to the Clippers because I think that's eventually where he's going to go. The Clippers, he's going to be like, yeah, nah, this is just not it no more. Then it's just a cycle with James Harden. We've seen in the postseason, outside of 2 games, you can't name any other game that he played a good game for the 76ers. The crazy thing is, James Harden and the Philadelphia 76ers go to the Eastern Conference Finals if James Harden and Joel Embiid play basketball. That's the facts. So James Harden keep requesting trades and leaving and stuff like that when it's on him. Because if James Harden, you was at Game 7 with Boston. You fucked up. Joel fucked up. So I'm tired of hearing these dudes complain, and I'm just tired of it all, bro. James Harden, he's not going to Houston, but I thought he was going to go to Houston and just live his life. Just do whatever. He lives in Houston, go to the clubs and just go from there. That's my thing about James Harden. In the postseason, just hasn't performed. In the regular season, hasn't even played 60 games. Why do I care about having James Harden on my roster? Simple.
Every star player needs help, bro.
He has the best center in the league in the MVP.
Who didn't show up?
But did James Harden step up? Did James Harden step up?
He stepped up for a couple of games, and then when
that's not good enough, though. That's not good enough.
Embiid came back, and Embiid didn't play well. Harden didn't play well. No one played well in that game 7.
Tobias Harris.
Tobias Harris.
Bro, there's no defending James Harden, though. There's literally no defending.
Yes, there is, bro.
How is Let me hear it, please. I want to hear what you got.
Bro, I just told you. Every time they get to this point in the playoffs, he doesn't have help.
Okay, now
he's having a player get injured. Chris Paul got hurt every single time they got down the stretch. There's times where he got hurt, which that's something you can't really. Yeah, you can, but can't, because Chris Paul at this point, it's happened for him every single year of his career. With James Harden, at that point when he did hurt his hamstring, that was one of his first times getting hurt. So in that moment, it was a one-off to us. But even past that, like even going to the Nets, there was so much drama surrounding the Nets. Like you have to get out of there, bro.
Nah,
like,
true. I'm not.
They came there to win.
They
came there to win. He came there to win. And there's nothing but drama surrounding, and then they're doing everything but playing ball. And then let's not ignore the fact that they had Steve Nash, who did not know what the hell he was doing.
I'm not letting you slide. Why are you skipping
horrible
the Sixers?
coach?
Why are we skipping the Sixers? So
the Sixers are after the Nets.
No, I get that, but what I'm getting at, I'm looking at his most recent season, and in the postseason, James Harden did not show up. We could talk about Joel not showing up. That's fine, but James Harden didn't play his part at all. He didn't.
He came there to be a facilitator, not to be a scorer. So to be mad at him because he didn't score that's disingenuous, because he came there to be a facilitator.
You truly believe that,
needs, bro?
Yes, he did.
Literally, that's what
he got moved to the point guard position.
That's what the team needs. So if no one's scoring, James, step up. He's not.
I mean, he's playing with the leading scorer in the league back-to-back years. I don't think they need him to be a scorer like that.
Like they weren't even asking him to be that, and now you're mad at him for not doing something you weren't asking him. Hold up. He got moved to point guard for a reason.
This Sixers roster, literally, Tobias Harris, up and down. Tyrese Maxey can never have his full potential just because James Harden's there. So like, I'll never like. That's just cool, but. Outside of that, this roster is not too constructed well, right? I think we can all agree with that. It's not too constructed well. But Daryl Morey said, James Harden said, I want to go play to Philly. I want to go to play with Philly. We all know Joel Embiid in the postseason is not a good postseason performer. This is nothing new. Correct or wrong, this is not nothing new. He's been playoff dropping for the last couple seasons now, and I think we can all agree with that. Correct?
But no, I wouldn't say he's not good. He drops off from how he does in the regular season, but I'm not going to sit here and say he's still not.
You need to stop taking me so literal. When I say he wasn't good, it's just like he wasn't the Joel that we all know in the regular season.
Yeah, well, he still would be like a top 10, 15 player in the playoffs alone if we're counting that.
And it makes sense to drop off from regular season to postseason. The defense
not that bad.
Focused.
You need a win.
No.
This is what.
Listen. His game is predicated off of getting to the free throw line. When you get to the playoffs, the whistle is tighter. He's not getting those same calls. We just saw him get beat up in Brooklyn, and it's happened repeatedly every single year. And he's not getting to the free throw line. If you look at his stats, I'm pretty sure, I haven't looked at it in a couple years, but it was like this like 2 years ago as well. If you add the free throws that he would normally get in the regular season to his postseason totals, it came pretty close to what his regular season totals would have been.
39% from the field, good,
bro.
Well, and just to add to that too, like in the. I'll let him answer in a sec. I'm just gonna say, and just to add to that, like in the regular season, you're playing against some teams that are either horribly constructed or it's just like they're kind of like throwing out whoever guys for especially the last like month and a half of the year. But meanwhile, in the playoffs, more than likely, you're probably playing like a team that's in the top half of the league defensively too. So I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt. Obviously, the Nets weren't a super great defensive team, but Nick Claxton is a really good defender, especially this season. And then you play against a team like Boston. I mean, they're one of the better. I know they took a step back this year, but they're still one of the better defensive teams in the league. So your averages across teams like that are definitely going to be higher than when half the time you're playing teams like the Rockets or like the Wizards.
My thing
or,
my thing is James Harden been in this league for a long time. He's been one of the best scorers, the best shooting guard for a long time in this league. And like in my ear, I have Trill and Garrett defending this boy who has the most trade requests in the last fucking 2 seasons. Bro.
I was talking about Embiid.
Yeah, we were just.
I was talking about Embiid.
I did defend Harden, but I'm talking about Embiid now as well.
Well, Embiid, bro. Listen, Embiid in the postseason is just gonna be Embiid, okay? But my main thing is James Harden. You trade for a superstar guy from Houston, then you go to Brooklyn, then now he comes to Philly, and when you trade for James and Maxey and Joel, you're thinking of championship. That's it, just championship. James Harden could be that playmaker, and we've seen it. We've seen him be the playmaker. We've seen some games where he's more dynamic, he's more ball dominant. Well, usually more ball dominant all the time, but he was just being a scorer that we all know. James Harden putting up those big numbers. But his shooting percentages, and let's not look at numbers. He couldn't hit a shot. The dude just can't hit a shot in that postseason. It was bad. It was to the point I was just like, what is he doing out there? Kept turning the ball over. Like it's not the James Harden that we all know. He took a step back. And that's what people got to accept the reality. He took a step back. And it's not, I don't want to hear, it's because he's playing the playmaker position. No, bro. When he tries to be that scorer, he still tends to struggle a little bit too. He doesn't have that step no more. He's getting older. His body's like breaking up a little bit.
We know that, which is why they signed him to be a facilitator. Like,
yeah, but nigga, you traded for Harden to win a championship. That's what that's your guy.
He's playing that role, so they can
as a role of a facilitator.
Bro,
that's the role they want him in.
So who's your scorer? Maxey and Joel?
Yeah.
Yes,
where has that gone?
And Tobias,
that's the GM's fault.
Well, part of it too is every single run they've had since Joel Embiid became an MVP candidate, he's always had an injury too. That's part of it. And then, like Steph said,
Joel this year.
But you're saying why haven't they gone as far? This year?
Healthy. Yes, bro. If you're playing,
did he not get injured against the Nets?
He was on the court. Everybody's hurt on the playoffs. That's facts. Everybody's hurt in the postseason. Right, you got to play through the injury. You got to play through the injury.
Not everybody.
Otherwise,
the Nuggets would have had everyone play every single game as the starting lineup all playoffs long.
I'm about to take Steph's word. What are we doing right now, bro? What are we doing?
I don't know what you're doing. You're saying Embiid was healthy and he wasn't.
Bro, I said, listen to what I'm saying.
Then you said everybody's injured. So you got to pick one, I guess.
Everybody is injured. Am I wrong?
But you just said Embiid was healthy.
You can't do that. You know what I don't like about Garrett, and it's annoying. And maybe it's just because you don't know me too yet. You take everything I say so literal. If I say bum, you're like, he's not a bum.
Okay,
that's
so
how
if you
I
say
talk.
Embiid is healthy,
let me explain now
because
I feel like
it
I'm
means
going back
everybody
to
is injured.
Let me explain, please.
Does that make sense? I don't know.
Let me explain. When I say everybody's injured, everybody's going through a naggy injury. Everybody's dealing with something in the postseason, no matter what. You're never 100%. You're never 100%. You just played a whole 82-game season. You're never 100%. That's just the truth of the matter. That's just how the NBA is, right? Joel, as long as you're on the court and you're still playing, you are healthy enough to provide for your team.
Too.
Let me ask something.
That's my thing.
Hold on. Let me ask something in response to that.
Yup.
We can recognize that there's different levels to those injuries because I do recall that there being reports of it being a partially torn meniscus and things like that. Like, there's different levels to different injuries. Like, yes, there are. I agree with you in the sense that there's nagging injuries. It's an 82-game season, all that. I'm with you. However, he had an injury that directly affects your mobility and everything else to where now James Harden is stepping out of a role that he was not brought there to do.
So hold up.
Wait, hold on. Can I say something real quick?
Yeah. Please, because now I gotta break.
Let me just say that.
Hold up.
James Harden's first year in Philly, right? It was clear that they needed that scoring impact from him in the first playoff run. Everybody's excuse was he didn't get a full offseason to fully work out. He was still rehabbing from the hamstring. Boom, you got this year. And James Harden had, 2 big games? And you're saying that he can't step into that scoring role when he showed he has earlier in that series against Boston? It's just James Harden's inconsistencies. That's the problem.
My thing with that, though, Jay, is that when we're talking about as a scorer, we're saying he's not asked to be James Harden, the scorer. When James Harden was the scorer, this guy put up the highest point per game total we've seen since Michael Jeffrey Jordan in the NBA.
The score to Sixers.
He needs
He's
to
not
average
that. You just
36
said- you
points.
just
a
told
game.
us
I get it,
yourself
but
he's
what
not
I'm saying
that.
is he needs to, though. He needs to.
So he has to average 36 a game.
That's how.
I've never
How are
seen
you
anyone
going
at his
to-
age average
how-
36 points a game personally.
Well,
So
no,
if
no.
that's the case,
Hold
he has
on,
the
hold
highest
on.
expectations of all time. Go ahead.
How are you gonna tell me that he regressed and he took a step back, and then in the same breath
did.
say he needs to play at what his peak level was?
Because yo, look, let me. I'm gonna give you a great example.
He's not brought there to be at his peak level.
Cool. I got a
Exactly.
point for you. Great example right here. LeBron James, right? We all know how LeBron James is, right? His how do you look at LeBron James is his best to LeBron? Cool, right? Now we're getting the LeBron of he's not the LeBron that we all know, but he still gets a lot of what's that sign? What do you make that face for?
Gabe Vincent to the
No!
Man,
3 years, 33 million.
Why?
Oh my god!
What the fuck? Why?
Dude,
Chaos has
I
ensued.
think, bro. I think that's just facts that me and Steph won the argument.
That's crazy.
We just
Bro,
got-
the truth of the
Bro.
matter is, bro, y'all get
Nasty.
I gotta make this video, but bro, me and Jay, bro, yeah, like there's a lot of excuses with James Harden. I don't get it. He hasn't played to his performance. I'm gonna finish my take when I come back because there's just no way y'all defending this boy. There's just no way. But the Gabe Vincent to the Lakers. Now I gotta hear fucking John now. What
Nah,
the
that's
fuck is
crazy.
Yo,
Yeah.
that's insane.
Oh man.
why? But that
Steph.
tells me D'Lo's gone. That D'Lo's gone then.
Good,
Go to Miami?
good.
Which
No,
probably means
D'Lo's
he's going
not
to the
going to
fucking
Miami.
Raptors. Fuck me.
Yeah,
not want D'Lo.
Devin wanted to.
Gabe Vincent is a great signing. I've been actually talking about him signing with other teams for a minute. I didn't even think it was possible that we would sign him. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I don't even think there were rumors about signing him with the
at
Lakers.
all.
So
He's
Not
like the
at
only
all.
guy that in the world that didn't have a rumor.
yeah, which is crazy. But that could be one of those things that he asked the Lakers to keep on hush because he seems like a low key guy. And he could be one of those dudes where he's like, keep it on the hush, whatever. I'll sign with you guys. Some of that nature. But regardless, bro, that's a big signing, bro. And I'm glad D'Lo is out of there. I'm so glad.
Great.
So what do
signing,
you think
bro.
that means though moving forward with the Reeves and Rui?
Well, I still think we're signing them. Said, yeah, for sure. And you had to bring both of them back, bro. I really hope they bring back Schroeder, but I feel like that makes it hard to bring Schroeder back. So I don't know, man. I know they're trying to sign Rui and Austin because they're some of the younger players that we got, and their development has taken such a large step, especially in the last month and a half of the season. Like it just went night and day. Like I said in the other stream, Austin Reeves was the guy I trusted the most on our team to knock down a shot late when we needed it. So I think priority is still get Rui and Austin back, while at the same time just I don't think we're going to get Schroeder, but I do appreciate what Schroeder did for us when he played for us in his second stint.
Yeah, I don't think this affects Rui or Reeves at all. I'd assume this comes in under the mid-level exception. So, like, the Lakers were going to sign someone with their mid-level exception. It just happened to be Gabe Vincent, which was on no one's radar. So, I doubt this changes anything because the Lakers were going to be paying someone this money regardless.
Mm-hmm.
I just wonder how Gabe's. I was just gonna say, I wonder how Gabe's gonna do as like a catch and shoot type of guy there. Because playing alongside like LeBron, you definitely need to be a high level catch and shoot player at the guard spot, especially like I mean, not all the time, but like 90% of the time, you probably need to. So I'm curious because he didn't shoot too great from three this year. But I don't know. Go ahead, Jay.
No, I'm just about to say, Devin, it looks like Fred VanVleet's heading back to the Raptors.
Oh,
Is that what the streets are saying?
That's what the streets is saying, bro.
Well, the streets better be right because man,
The
I don't know if
streets is,
I don't know if
Legion
I can
too.
deal with D'Lo as my point guard next year. I'm gonna be honest. Might be
Bruh.
turning into Gabe for a year if that's the case. I
Yo,
don't know where I'm jumping
should-
ship to, but
hey, Windy City, we're always welcome.
fuck Windy City.
Yo, come on, man. It's crazy.
Now that
It's
Gabe
okay.
Vincent signing was insane, bro.
That's an amazing signing.
Hey,
That's
Lakers, y'all
hilarious.
All right,
y'all
put me
really
on
fun.
full screen. Put me on full screen. Put me
Go
on full
ahead. I
screen.
gotta use the bathroom real quick.
Listen, as a diehard Miami Heat fan, personally, I want to give a shout out to Gabe Vincent. He had a hell of a season for us, a hell of a postseason for us. And there was expectations of us losing both of the two guys. I really had a lot of hope of us retaining Gabe Vincent, but for the person, I'm just happy that he's making $11 million a year, $33 million in total. So congratulations for Gabe Vincent. Now, him going to the Lakers is very odd. This was not rumored at all. So this must have been a signing that just happened like right now. He must have this was not talked about at all, which is very interesting because we all know as a Lakers, like their rumors are always popped up no matter what. Anything involving the Lakers, like it's going to be popped up in 2 seconds on the internet. This was just like out the blue, but for Gabe Vincent, congratulations as a Lakers. I will say this, you're getting a tough guard that I wouldn't say he's better than D'Angelo Russell offensively, but I definitely think he's better a little bit defensively. And I definitely think Gabe Vincent to the Lakers is going to make me cry, bro. I'm not going to lie. Just because I hate the Lakers so fucking much, and then one of my players leave to the Lakers is just fucking outrageous right now. But just shout out to the Lakers. I'm not going to lie. They're winning free agency right now. Lakers are winning free agency right now. But yeah, you can take me off now. They're winning free agency.
You got that damn right.
Nah, for sure.
The Bulls are, I fear.
Yeah, no, see, dude, this is crazy. Now, what do the Heat do? Because now this is my fear. I knew we was gonna lose Strus. I knew that was gonna happen. But now we don't have a starting point guard. So
okay. The thing the Heat do is they go to Walmart. They go into the accessory section. They buy 15 white flags. They pass them out to everyone on the team, and they wave that thing around like they just don't care.
Hey, that tells me one thing.
You wish. Yeah.
Hey, right. Maybe I'm being a little biased right now, but hey, obviously the Heat didn't have enough money to afford Gabe Vincent or Max Strus, but you don't just let that nigga walk out the door for nothing. There's no way. Let me just say this. There's no way they know Kyle Lowry is going to be the starting point guard for next season. First of all, they want to trade him or waive him. So he's not the starting point guard for next season. So don't be surprised if they have a point guard on this roster starting next year. That's what I do want to say, because there's just no way you just fuck it, we can't afford you, we're done. There's just no way. And if we do that, we may be worse than the Minnesota Timberwolves. I truly believe that. If we just allow that to happen, because
that would be revolutionary.
Bro, there's just no way we go into the next season as Kyle Lowry is our starting point guard. He can't play a full season, and he's not even he ain't nowhere near Toronto Raptors Kyle Lowry. He never will be. His ass is fat as fuck. You feel me? He can't. He's over here moving like kids.
That was
big old caboose.
But it just says the Lakers want D'Angelo Russell back. So you disrespecting Gabe Vincent and put him on the bench, even though I know he is a bench player technically, it's kind of crazy to me.
Let me remind you too.
Each their own.
Let me remind you too that I believe today is the day. Like we've seen it before with DeAndre Jordan and stuff with Dallas. You can make verbal agreements right now, but I think it's July 6th is the first day that you can actually sign. So This can be a verbal agreement right now. It could be kind of ready to go by that day, but end of the day, we don't know what could happen. Anything could back up. Remember, Jay, I think you remember, right? When Marcus Morris signed with the Spurs and then he ended up going to your Knicks after that. So we've seen this happen before. So I wouldn't. I don't. If they did sign D'Lo and say that is a role for him, that's a possibility of happening. But I just feel like they're not even going to go for D'Lo at this point. I don't know why they would. You know what I mean?
I want to see D'Lo somewhere else, to be honest.
It says they still have interest in signing for him. That's disgusting.
They're not getting him. They're not getting him anyways, and I don't even know why.
Man, I hope not.
Well,
goodness.
I can tell you this. The Miami Heat right now are probably worse than the Chicago Bulls at the moment.
Yeah, they are.
They already were.
No, they weren't.
Facts.
They were never.
If we're healthy, we're cooking y'all on the plan.
Every dog has their day, and y'all had one too many days.
Yeah,
Stop
you got fluky for like 3 minutes in one game when we were winning the whole way.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie. I hope you're trolling with all that take. Because like you bring that up a
No.
lot, but I truthfully do believe you believe that.
He's not
No,
trolling.
yeah.
Bro, he's
nah,
a Bulls
bro.
fan. You gotta believe.
No, I know, but he
Bro, I'm
literally,
real.
Garrett literally says when he was 3 minutes away from the NBA Finals. Like, bro, like just stop.
Nah, that's the
I've
joke.
never said that.
Yeah, you have.
Really?
Yes,
Yeah, you got the clip?
you have said it. Trust and believe. I know you have said it,
Give me the clip then.
bro. I know
Recorder
you said
didn't
Oh,
happen.
yeah. Never mind.
Right.
but it's like, damn, bro, I'm hurt. And I'm gonna make a video on my Miami Heat page, and I bet you every fucking comment is gonna say "fuck the Lakers." I promise you.
I'm
don't like the
reporting them
Lakers.
all. I'm
We-
reporting every single comment.
Yo, nah, don't do that. But hey, you know what I'm saying? We don't like the Lakers just because of the fact, you know, y'all busted us up. But man, where's John, man? Because I want to know.
Sometimes it happens when you're better. It is what it is, bro.
Yeah, where did he go? He said his Wi-Fi went down, but I thought he'd be back or something.
He's probably just mad at me.
He's probably celebrating.
Nah, my thing, going back to my Lakers point is like, and then y'all said, remember y'all said Christian Wood and John said, oh, hold up, let me not say it. That's my thing about Lakers fans. Y'all want everybody. Like
I feel like that's more so John.
and that's the thing. And that's the thing. I haven't been around Steph enough. So I will be around Steph enough this season, but I've been around John. So like it seems like I'm always calling him out. But it's like because I've been watched the whole season with John, the postseason. So like I know every take he says and everything like that. I will get like that with Trill, but I haven't, bro. We have yet to watch a Lakers game together. You know
I
what I'm
also
saying?
think John was kind of like trolling when he said that.
I truthfully do believe
when he said what?
Like when Jay said like, where do you see Christian Wood going? And he's like, I'm not gonna lie, maybe the Lake, or like something like he's gonna say Lakers or something like as a joke. But I feel like that was a joke.
I hope so. I don't want that. That's the two softest niggas in the league on one team. I don't want that.
Who LeBron and
Christian Wood and AD. Watch your mouth.
Hey, I'll tell you this though.
Bro, not LaPlush.
He's better than Jordan.
Not LaSharman.
Yeah, I mean, hey, I tell y'all this though. Lakers, they're. I'm glad they used their mid-level exception on Gabe Vincent and Eric Gordon because Eric Gordon is just not that guy.
For sure.
So that's a W. That's a W.
That is a W.
For sure, because if we got Eric Gordon, I would have been sick. Because it's like you wanted to go back towards youth. You didn't want to, keep getting older players. Like I feel like they brought in people that are at the age where you could win with, but they also could stay with your team long term if need be. Like you don't have to be in a rush to trade them because they're older or they're out of their prime or anything like that.
Yo, Steph, I got a question. So if you guys do bring back Austin Reeves and Rui, where do you rank the Lakers in the Western Conference right now?
Top 3 seed. I promise you.
Like you're saying that's what I'm saying, or that's what you think?
No, that's what I'm saying. They're a top 3 seed easily.
You think
So
they're
if
healthy
we-
enough for that though?
Yeah.
Bro, they already approved their roster with LeBron. Bro, I'm not gonna lie, LeBron doesn't even play, and we all know AD's situation. But if one of their stars are out there, bro, and we seen Austin Reeves and how Rui played in that postseason, they continue to play like that. You just brought in Gabe Vincent. Like your team is already improved, bro.
And I ain't gonna lie to you, Max Christie got the fucking burner. He is shooting lights out.
So like this is easily a top 3 seed. But talking about the Magic, Joe Ingles to the Magic, 2 years, $17 million. He got paid for a fucking player that's
Tore his ACL a few years back.
I don't even think he's a bad player. I thought he was a great
He's
fit
not.
for Milwaukee. I really like
He's
that.
great in the pick
Paul
and
George
roll
killer.
Yeah.
He's great in the pick and roll for a wing player, especially a guy that can shoot like that and like run as a little 2-man game.
Oh, this is a good signing right here. Let me know what you think. Yuta Wanabo, whatever his stupid ass name.
Yuta Watanabe.
He signed with
Bruh.
the Suns. I really like that move.
Oh, that's a W.
I
Bro.
kind of
To be
expected
honest,
that. He's
the
really
Suns had a good
close
day.
with Durant, man.
Yo,
Yeah,
Oh,
yes,
oh.
that's a good move.
Where are they finding this money?
It's just all vet mins.
It's all vet minimums. That's all they can do because after they traded for Beal, they lost the chance to get someone on the MLE.
So they're in the position what the Lakers were in a few years back now. Like it's either win or bust. Like there's no question about it.
Yeah.
Hey,
I'll be honest though, they've done better than I thought they were going to.
Oh, hell
Suns
yeah.
are having a really good offseason. You know what? See, and look, the Suns and Lakers are winning offseason so far. My Miami Heat are fucking losing because they're fucking dog water. The Knicks ain't doing shit because y'all dog water too.
Hey, give us time.
Well,
Toronto.
Can we also agree though that there are some instances where a team making either no move or something like that could be the best move?
Oh, for sure.
So I think we're also like, and I know like I agree with you for the most part on who's the winners and who's not. But I will also say like just because a team hasn't made a move yet or they've only like made one minor move, like I wouldn't necessarily call them like a loser or something like that, or like not call them a winner essentially for that.
Yeah, but I mean, I agree with you in the sense, but like right now, the teams that are making moves are the teams that need to make moves. The Lakers need to make a move. Suns needed to make a move. You feel me? Those are the teams that needed to make moves off rip. If they're winning a championship, they needed to make moves. So
yeah,
I agree.
Yeah, so like that's why like I give them like you got to give them winners. And let's be honest with you, we was criticizing the Suns for a while, pretty much saying like, what are they gonna do? What is this? And like their roster is like, I wouldn't say it's pretty much done, but like they're it's constructed pretty well. And I can never pronounce this dude's name, but I like the small stint that I seen him play of Yudo. And I'm gonna make a video, and these niggas are gonna clown me because I'm gonna say Yudo Wadable. What a stupid ass name is.
Yeah,
You know.
Oh, go ahead.
My bad. No, go ahead.
Shoot, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say something. You go first. I'll think of what I was gonna say.
I was just gonna say that they just reported the Lakers aren't bringing back Dennis, which
I'd rather have Dennis over than
I
D'Lo.
don't. Yeah. No, for sure. And I don't think we're bringing back D'Lo. I think Gabe Vincent is replacing Dennis, honestly.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say. I was just going to say, like, so for the, like, at least the Lakers, too, like, I think for them, I'm still looking at, like, the major dominoes as, I guess, the big things, like, with how it's going to shape their team. I think it all depends really on Reeves and Rui. Like, those are the big two, because those are the two guys you saw last year that, like, you want to bring back. So, like, if they bring in Gabe Vincent and, Taurean Prince, those are definitely good for the budget you're getting them for. But if we also find out that, like, you lose one of those two guys, like, I don't know how we're going to be feeling about them. So I'm waiting for those dominoes to fall. Like, I would say it's on the side of W more than the side of L, but I wouldn't say I could, like, give their offseason, like, a W so far, if that makes sense.
You're talking about Phoenix?
I was talking about, like, the Lakers until we see what happens with Reeves and Rui.
Because I was about to say with Phoenix, the people that they're signing, I'm not going to lie, if they were in a Lakers jersey, people would be clowning the hell out of our bench and our rotation. So though they're pretty good players, I don't think they're doing much for that team.
I mean, they just did a compliment KD, the D-Book, and Bill for real.
It's not happening, bro.
I agree with you, though, because I'm not – of all these guys between, like, Campaign, who you already had, Ish Wainwright.
Trash as Campaign is garbage.
Damian Lee, KBD, and then Yuta. Like, I like Yuta. I think that's a pretty solid pickup, especially for a vet minimum. And
but is he ready to play winning basketball?
Oh, yeah, that's the thing. Like, they're more so because
but I'm saying, like, sustain it. But go ahead.
Because they're more so figuring out their roster right now. Like, yeah, it is like more so on the side of a W than an L, because you don't want to get like so late and then you only have to sign like two-way guys or dudes from the summer league or something like that. So I'll give them it's in the W side, just like I am saying like with the Lakers, but I can't like give them the full W until I see like what it all looks like come together, because right now I'm looking at their pieces and some of them could be good in some instances, but in terms of a playoff roster, I think you're still kind of just looking at the main four on that team for who's going to be getting like big minutes, and I still have question marks about everyone else.
Newest signing is Shake Milton to the Timberwolves, which is likely the Jalen Noel replacement in Minnesota.
That's not a bad signing.
Great. We're going to be hearing about Shake Milton a lot now.
Shake Milton is a bucket, bro.
He is pretty good.
He can be, but he's like hit or miss.
Yeah,
Jalen Noel.
Was really
Why
good
is the Jalen Noel replacement?
That's facts. I think though I'm surprised because he was rumored to the Warriors for a while, like at least the last like day or two. So interesting.
Well, okay, man. Listen, I wish the guys.
The Suns roster so far is Devin Booker, KD, Bradley Beal, Ayton, Josh Okogie, Yuta Watanabe, Campaign, Jordan Goodwin, Damian Lee, Bates Diop, Ish Wainwright, Drew Eubanks, Metu, Isaiah Taub, and Tumani Kamara.
Oh yeah, Metu, I forgot, but that
Bro,
roster doesn't move me.
It's
If
not
we're being
doing
real,
anything, bro. They're not.
it's
They're
just like the
second
Nets.
round out.
It's
If
just
the
like the Nets
Mavericks make the
2.0.
playoffs, they're beating them in 5.
That's crazy.
It's just like the Nets again, like how it was with KD, Kyrie, and Harden, where it's like you have or I shouldn't even really compare it to that because I feel like their depth was better. I'll say it's kind of like the first year when LeBron was in Miami, and like they had the big three. But other than that, I mean, Chalmers was nice, but like you were depending on guys like Joel Anthony, like to give you like huge minutes, or Dexter Pittman. You know what I mean? Like it's just not like gonna cut it. And like I feel like they could still be a really good team. They very well could win a championship, but am I going to lock them in to win a championship because they got just some guys around like that kind of team? No.
Nope. Not
mean,
at
I
all.
wouldn't even give them a favorite.
Yo, Steph, the Lakers and the Suns match up in the playoffs. I need
The
your
Lakers
unbiased
are
opinion.
dog walking them.
How many games? How many games?
Probably 6 because I think a couple games like 2 of those guys, Devin Booker and KD at the very least, they're gonna go on some heaters and go on streaks where they're just unstoppable, and it's gonna happen. But regardless, we're predicated on defense, and I think we have good wing defenders to guard them, so and bother them. And obviously, they're gonna get theirs, but make it tough on them as they get theirs. And I think it will go 6, bro. Like the team's not moving me. It's just.
I'm not.
And then who's their coach now?
Frank Vogel.
Frank Vogel. Oh, hey,
yeah.
Hey,
hell no.
Hell
no.
Laker legend.
That's
man.
even worse, bro. That's even worse, bro. That team is definitely.
I will say this though. They're gonna try to be more defensive minded. They don't have the players, but they're gonna try.
I mean, I feel like wait, Steph. You said they got good defensive wings. They only got Vando for real.
Didn't we just signed Taurean Prince?
Oh, Taurean Prince too.
Can I also just bring up too, because it's funny because I know JELSON popped in real quick, like in the chat, and then he texted me real quick because he was in here during that time. Bro, when John compared Taurean Prince to Jared Vanderbilt, that was kind of wild. He did that like in the first 20-something minutes. I'm like, there's no way they're like the same player. Like,
bro,
the only way they're similar is their defense, but past that, like.
And even then,
and even
like,
still, they
defend
a little bit
differently.
Yeah. Like Vando is a perimeter defender. Taurean is more of a post defender, high post defender. Like
that was a wild take.
Hey, I say this.
I didn't peep that.
I say this. John is good. John's more the person that knows about like the star talents and like shit like that. But when it comes to like role players, he doesn't really have too much, I think. And that's a lot of people though. I be paying attention to a lot of role players because everybody pays attention to the fucking the stars, as you should, right? Because that's what fun shit. But the role players help you win a championship.
Who's your favorite role player?
Who's my favorite role player? Honestly, Caleb Martin.
Caleb Martin.
Oh, yeah. You mean ever, or do you mean like
right now? Like right now?
Yeah, Caleb Martin.
I think my favorite role player ever might be, if I'm not including Bulls players. Even though he was on the Bulls for us, he just never played a game on a 10-day. Ersan Ilyasova.
He definitely said right now.
I was saying all time though, just mine. Like that was he has Trent. I would say it's Ilyasova though, but I'm thinking like, okay, so current player.
Might as well probably be Sean Livingston.
If I didn't have
Ilyasova is interesting.
Yeah.
I like that.
I got a thing with him on my wall right there. You can't see it, but it is on my wall right there. But I'm trying to think who would be the current player that's my favorite role player that's not a Chicago Bull or was never a Chicago Bull.
There's a few players like Cole Anthony.
I think all time for me might be Josh Howard.
Josh Howard is interesting. I feel like he's
a
forgotten.
dog for Dallas. Oh, for sure.
He's like one of those guys that's like unfortunately forgotten, even though like he was nice for a bit, and he was an all-star. I want to say it was the year that Dirk won MVP.
It
Was
was,
it not?
yeah, it
It
was.
was, yeah.
He
So
was a dog, bro. And then him, I feel like him and Deshaun Stevenson were both kind of in that same kind of bracket where like they were really good for a little bit, and then they felt you don't hear about them anymore.
as a natural LeBron hater, Deshaun Stevenson was my guy.
As of now, who would I say in terms of a role player?
Right now, I ain't gonna lie. I got Pat Connaughton. That's my dog. All time,
Ew.
J.R. Smith.
That's a gross pick.
That's Pat
Bro.
Connaughton is nasty.
Pat. Pat.
Bro, it would be
I
better
can't
in the
even-
MLB, man. He got drafted by the Orioles.
I can't even say anything because my current pick is Torrey Craig. So
Dude, I do like Torrey Craig, though. I met him in person. Gave him a high five. W, man.
Torrey
Man,
Craig's been my
okay, yo,
guy since Denver.
bro, let's talk about each other's teams real quick.
Mine might be Cam Thomas. My bad.
Look, let's talk about each other's teams real quick. So, what do you think? Like, I'll start with my team. Like, the question is going to be like, what moves do you see your team doing? Do your team still's like going to stay still? Trades, signings, all that. So, I'll start with my team. I think the Miami Heat are going to be in the position where they have to shed so much salary where they can't make moves right now. Right. So like Garrett said, it has to be something involving a trade unless we get like vet minimums. But we're fucked. That's all I'm gonna say. We're fucked.
Wait, sorry to cut you off. You can keep going, but I just want to make it clear that the Bulls are expected to meet with Derrick Rose's camp tonight.
I hope y'all get him. I hope it's a
Okay,
reunion.
now let me ask you a question about that, Garrett.
Yeah.
You signed Javon Carter. You signed Kobe White.
Yeah.
I obviously think is Derrick Rose in the rotation?
No, it's for the vibes.
Yeah, he still would be in the rotation.
It's for the vibes.
Think about it. Think about our guards, bro, and especially because I don't know how much longer Ayo Dosunmu will be wearing a Chicago jersey, and especially for me, Kobe can play point guard. I think we can agree Patrick Beverley's out of there. So Kobe White can play point guard. He also can play shooting guard. So you got between him, Levine, if you still have him there, and then what? Javon Carter and D Rose.
That's not bad.
He would get minutes for sure. And especially in the playoffs, even though I like the Javon Carter signing and I like Kobe White, if we made the playoffs, I feel like Rose would probably get like the second most minutes of those guys just because he has that experience. And every time in the playoffs he's got meaningful minutes, he's always elevated his game. So
I say this. I will be hiding when the season starts because I don't want to hear from none of y'all. If my team doesn't do nothing, bro, we're fucked. That's it. Like we're just fucked. Like we're probably the worst team out of everybody here. Like seriously, just think about it. The Bulls are better than us. The Knicks are better than us. The Lakers are better.
I don't know about Toronto.
We need to figure out what happens with our point guard.
Yeah, but if Fred comes back, bro, they can compete.
If Fred comes back, sure. If he doesn't come back, we are ass. Like fleet ass. Malachi Flynn is our starting point guard.
He's a bucket. A bucket.
Nah,
Malachi
bro.
Flynn
he was like
ass.
2
I've
years
been tired
ago.
of Raptors
Like
fans hyping his ass up for the last 2 years.
He had that one camp like 2 years ago where he looked like a straight legend, and then ever since then, it
was when he played at Jamal Crawford's Pro-Am. He went crazy.
Yeah, and ever since then, he hasn't done anything.
That's crazy.
Next was a fucking Pro-Am, and we hyped him up off a Pro-Am. Like, come on, man! Like, that's the most Raptors fan shit ever.
You think Tyler Hero's gonna take a leap next year?
You wanted
he fucking sucks. Tyler Hero sucks.
Tyler Hero. All right, let's see. I don't want to take you literal. If you mean it, then I'll come for you real quick. But Tyler Hero doesn't suck. But I just want to make sure you're just.
He's a bum. Okay. Your version of what he's a bum.
Okay, cool. That's fair because I agree. That nigga's a bum. Listen, let me tell you something about Tyler Hero. He hasn't improved. He hasn't taken the next step. He just kind of just stands still. Like he's just like Pat Riley sees something in this dude, and I don't know why. He's like, he's the future of the team. He's our building block, him and Bam. Like, bro, as soon as Jimmy leaves his team, we're not even a playoff team, bro. We might not even be a playing team if we're relying on Tyler Hero and Bam Adebayo, bro. Like, let's just be honest with you. Tyler Hero he needs screens. He needs a fucking screen. He can't take his man one-on-one. He's not strong enough. He needs to go to the fucking weight room because every time he goes to the rim, he's just going to get bodied and bullied. Like, we can't rely on this dude. That's why his best was coming off the bench. You know why? Because he's playing against half fucking bench warmers. He gets in the starting lineup, he struggles.
That's fair.
That's the truth about Tyler Hero. And then during the postseason, what did he do? He played dog shit. Okay, cool. He got injured. Whatever. Comes back this year. What happens? Oh, he breaks his fucking hands. I'm tired of the bullshit with him, bro. I'm tired of it. That's 2 years in a row where the nigga's like, I gave him the benefit of doubt. I said injured. Fuck it. Comes out here, breaks his fucking hand, bro. 2 years in a fucking row. I'm done with this nigga. But I won't trade him for James Harden, though.
How do you feel about when he said that he was basically saying he didn't want to come back too soon off his broken hand because he didn't want to mess up the chemistry?
I respect that. But because you know something crazy? As a Miami Heat fan, I was saying as desperate because I knew we was down 3-1. I was like, fuck it, let's just try something new. Let's just get him in. You feel me? But in reality, we already made the NBA Finals without the dude. And my thing is, let's try to like Dame trade. Like I'm just gonna say anything, like a trade piece or anything. So let's talk about Dame real quick, right? A Dame piece doesn't make sense for Portland because now you're gonna have Scoot, Simons, Tyler Hero, all very similar players. Sharp. And Shaedon Sharp. How the fuck would that work out, right? So that's why that shit doesn't make sense to me, right? A James Harden trade to me, if you go James Harden, Tyler Hero, I don't want James Harden on my team. So that doesn't make sense for Philly's sake too because they get worse. So like there's no other piece that we really trade Tyler Hero for that's going to improve our roster. And like we get a like I just don't see it. So Tyler Hero is kind of stuck with us right now. And it's unfortunate because like unless he takes another leap, I'll be excited. But he just hasn't took that leap yet. And it's
you don't think another team overrates him enough to overpay for him?
I'm pretty sure there's a league. There's someone here. Because look, I bring up this point right here. A lot of people are bringing up Simons. Simons and Tyler Hero are. I think Tyler Hero is a little bit better. Just a little bit better, but Simons is going to be better. I truthfully believe that.
I don't know about that one, Chief.
That's cool. That's cool. That's cool. Y'all can disagree, agree. That's what I'm going to ride with. But look, Simons has all the hype in the world, right? And Tyler Hero, even if you think he's a better, they're very similar in the sense. Simons is getting all this hype. Tyler Hero, on the other hand, is not getting too much value. Very similar in play. Tyler Hero has no value at all.
Oh, you said value.
No,
yes. You're saying hype.
Value. He has.
I
no
think
value
he has value though.
No, not right
now.
What
do you mean by no value though?
When I say no value for how we're using him for a superstar asset, there's no value to it. If we're
superstar,
like a Dame Lillard, yes, like a Damian Lillard, he has no value to that. Like a James Harden,
you can. It just depends on what team you're messing with. Like I've seen reports that Portland.
Nigga, I said Dame Lillard. We don't care about nobody else.
But no,
I'm saying like if a superstar became available, like in the Dame Lillard case, we've seen that Portland doesn't seem too high on that. But like if another superstar became available, I think there's a possibility. It just depends on the front office. Like I think he could be the primary player right now, depending on what you package him with.
Now let me ask you this question. First of all, I want to know, and it's kind of hard because we don't know what superstar will be available, but I'm pretty sure there will be a superstar available very soon. Any superstar that's available right now, or just kind of think of a player. Paul George. I think he's been in the rumors a little bit, right?
You could trade Tyler Hero.
You could put Tyler Hero. No, look, the thing is, he can start the package, right? He can start that package. And maybe this is not mainly a Tyler Hero thing. This may be a Heat thing in general. They just don't have nothing around it. So, like, their packaging overall, like I said, this is more just a Heat thing. But, like, they have nothing around it. You could throw a Tyler Hero in there, but I want more. I need more than that because I'm not confident in having Tyler Hero as my starting shooting guard in this league. He hasn't showed me enough to be a starter in this league. And this is coming from a Heat fan. He hasn't showed me enough.
Well, then, that's just more so a Heat thing. Like, they just don't have the assets then. But I think, like, Tyler Hero, like, if let's say you had the complementary assets to that, like, that you would typically see like on the second, third, fourth, fifth biggest assets, like in most of these like big superstar trades. I think you could do it. It just depends on what the front office on the other side is looking at. Clearly, the Blazers, it doesn't seem like they want to trade for Tyler Hero as the main piece. But if another one became available, maybe the Clippers, like if that's what they thought in like a Paul George trade and they were willing to accept that, then sure. I mean,
Hey,
I don't know.
let's do it. Let's fucking do it. Because the Clippers will get fucking scammer got scammed, you fucking bozo. Give us Tyler.
Well, yeah,
I'll give you Tyler Hero. Give me Paul George. Let's go.
I don't think it's a good trade for the Clippers either. I'm agreeing with you, but like I just think I wouldn't be surprised if like a team did that for a player of that caliber.
My main
I honestly think it comes down more so to the picks that are attached to it, because there's going to be a lot of picks that are going to be attached to it, like especially with a package for Dame. So like I feel like if they were entertaining the idea of trading for Dame, I feel like that would be a clear indicator that they're starting to reset at least semi, because they do have some pieces there that they have or whatever. But I still think it would come down to how many picks you have to attach to Tyler Hero going there. I don't think it necessarily stops at Tyler Hero just isn't good enough.
Listen, I watch him every day, so I would know a lot more. And I'm not discrediting your ball knowledge at all, because I'm pretty sure y'all watched him too. What I've seen from Tyler Hero is not enough. So, and I will stand on that.
Wait, Trey, so I got a question. Would you trade Tyler Hero for some like a younger proven guard? Maybe the ceiling isn't as high as a Tyler Hero.
I need a player. I need a player. Give me someone. Give me someone. Because Tyler Hero is a weird player, because him off the bench, he was our best scorer off the bench and just in the league, right? He was a bucket. But insert him in the starting lineup just hasn't really been successful too well. And maybe next year he goes back into the starting lineup and he plays better. And I'm hoping that, right? But he still has a lot of growth and development where he needs to get stronger. He needs to be that guy where he can create his own shot, but not as good as we all think it really is. He's not that guy where it's like where you go to Jimmy, you relying on Jimmy. We're not relying on Tyler at all. Now, regular season, cool. Get the fucking 3. I don't give a fuck. But postseason, I'm not ready for that yet. No one is, to keep it about. He get pushed off. The nigga's weak as fuck. He's scrawny.
Trade him for.
You said like a player's unproven, like that's young. Is that what you're saying, Trent?
Well, that was Jay.
Yeah, but you said like give me a player, and then like
yeah, give me a player. Yep.
So just any young player that's like not as good as him right now. Or?
Yeah, for sure.
Well, what about like a Tyus Jones and a Monte Morris?
Yo, listen. I'm gonna be honest with you. I like Tyus. Fuck out of here with Monte Morris. Not a big fan of him.
Well, he would be included, but I don't know. I feel like that's not bad, especially because if you're losing Gabe Vincent.
Whoa, bro! Don't even talk about Gabe Vincent right now. I'm heartbroken about that. I'm hurt.
Just saying,
I know. I'm hurt right now.
Wait, hold on. Trent, what about Obi topping the IQ?
Ew.
Bro, stop.
IQ is
you
nice,
gotta
but
stop
Obi
gassing
is
up Emmanuel
crazy.
quickly, man. This
Well, the
dude is
thing is-
garbage.
Whoa, you're tweaking.
No, dude. Emmanuel quickly is dog water.
Emmanuel Quickly is
that
what
is crazy.
Emmanuel Quickly is what everybody hopes Bones Highland should be.
No,
Yep,
Emmanuel, and
that's facts.
I'll give him he's better than Bones
And
Highland, but
defend.
Emmanuel Quickly is not that much better than Bones Highland.
What,
Sorry.
bro? You're
He's a
crazy.
million
He
times
I don't
was
care.
almost the
man.
6th man of the year. Bones Highland
No,
was.
he
I
wasn't,
wish
bro.
I was
Stop.
the 6th man of the year.
He was almost 6th man of the year because the New York media pushed that narrative like crazy,
No,
bro.
no.
There's no way he was better than Bobby Portis off the bench this year. I don't care.
I
And
would say
especially
this-
because most of his work that he did well in, he wasn't even coming off the bench.
All right, I'll give you
agree,
that.
like-
That's
Heavily skewed when he actually started games. Like, bro, come on.
Like Brogdon definitely was the comfortable 6th man of the year to me, but he's just so impactful, even just on the defensive end, that he was like comparing him to Bones Highland just feels disrespectful to me. I'm gonna be honest.
yeah.
Well, okay, he's
Bones
okay.
cannot
And I
defend
said
to save his life, and quickly
He's-
is like a like borderline all defense guy defensively
he
at
is
times.
better. I shouldn't have said it like that. He is better than Bones Highland, but I still don't believe he's really as good of a player as people make him out to be. He is overrated in my book.
It's really his offense that needs to come together, because when he's on, bro, like he stands out on the court. He damn near looks like the best player on the court. But that defense is a very underrated part of his game, and I'll give him his flowers.
I
at the
still
least
don't
he took
trust
in
his
that one.
decision making. I know as the
No,
season
that's-
went on, it got a little better, but in the playoffs, it looked horrible once again. I'm not buying that.
No, I give you that. His decision making is one of his horrible flaws.
Trust me, man. I had to watch this guy get minutes over Derrick Rose, and I'm sitting there thinking, you have a guy on the bench that's a quality decision maker and makes the right play every time, and I'm watching this. And I'm not gonna lie, I actually did puke once when I was watching Emmanuel Quickly this year. I threw up, and it was alarming.
That's disrespectful.
Hey, look. I forgot this was a free agency stream because it hasn't been a signing in 30 minutes.
Facts where everybody can, bro.
But so our next big free agents, on top of my head, I'm not thinking of everybody, would be Dillon Brooks, Dennis Schroeder,
Brook Lopez,
D'Lo,
PJ Washington still has a sign,
Miles Bridges,
and then Reeves and Rui,
which I think
Russ.
they're staying the Lakers. Russ, you know what's funny? Russ don't get signed for a whole week. He's gonna wait until James Harden's traded. Yep. He's gonna wait for Harden to be traded because
I was telling my dad this, like, he's in the same spot, I feel like, that kind of Danny Green was in a couple years ago when the whole Kawhi thing with the Clippers, because Danny Green had his mind made up on a couple options already, but once Kawhi said, I'm going to the Clippers with Paul George, Danny Green instantly, it felt like signed with the Lakers, right? So I feel like it's kind of like the same scenario where it's like, I got to see how this plays out. And then I don't know what his mind, like his process is, if he's going to take less or not. But the point is, I think he already has his mind made up. It's just a matter of like, if this happens by a certain time, because he's not going to wait until like late July and then like make a decision. Like he's going to make a decision by a certain day for sure.
Y'all see what I sent y'all?
Yeah.
What y'all think about that?
Yeah, I'm with that.
Yeah.
All right.
Cool. We can talk about the rest tomorrow.
Yeah, 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so there's a creasing word today that Houston's offer to Brook Lopez could exceed 2 years, $40 million. So, yo, I thought there was a ghost behind you, Trill. I was about to yell. Holy shit, nigga.
I saw that off the corner of my eye. Like I looked up because I was like, what's going on?
That's funny as hell.
But
I heard the door open and I almost freaked out too. That's why I was like, and I wasn't on the screen, so I couldn't see behind me or nothing.
all right, well, yeah. So I mean, man, we knew this was gonna be a weak class. We knew it.
Yeah,
I honestly think our best. I think. I know me. Everybody's gonna get excited about Dillon Brooks, and that's how bad it is. Because I just want to know where he's gonna go.
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the few guys we don't know where he's going. So.
That's the thing. So it's like it's gonna like if he goes to Lakers, the world's over,
bro.
If he goes to the Lakers.
No,
and that what's crazy is there hasn't been any kind of word on where, no rumor, no nothing. Like,
yeah, it's kind of quiet with Dillon. Yeah, it's very quiet with Dillon right now, which is interesting.
Hey man, Guangzhou is calling.
So
see, I feel like a lot of people ruined his reputation as a player. He's still elite. He's still an elite defensive player, bro.
This man 2 years ago averaged 25 a game in the playoffs.
No,
if
Dillon Brooks
Toronto,
did,
yeah. If we can get the Dillon Brooks who plays as good as he does when he plays away in Toronto in a Raptors uniform, I'll take it. He dropped like 25 on us when I was there watching over Christmas, but I know we ain't gonna get that if he signs with us. So I
don't know what happened to his shot, bro.
It's just his shot that needs to be fixed. To be
but
honest,
the thing is, what happened?
Like his mechanics are so bad.
Yeah, that shit ugly. It's like
that's the problem.
Wait, okay, so.
Yeah. But when he first came into the league, it was pretty sound. Like his feet were closer together. His release was more tight in line. Like I don't know what happened, bro.
But let me, because I can say the same thing about Russ. Russ had one of the top mid ranges in the game. What happened to that shot? Like, so people man.
I feel like he'd be rushing his shots. That's what pissed me off.
No, Russell Westbrook rushes a lot of shit. That's his fucking problem, bro. He's running 120 miles half the fucking game, which is cool, but sometimes it's not cool because you're fucking turning the ball over at the worst times.
What the issue with Russ is he doesn't know how to basically turn off that quick twitch that he has. Like he goes 100 miles per hour, but he can't just stop on a dime and do it. Like if you hooped, if you're going entirely too fast, if you shoot, lay it up, whatever, that is going over the backboard or going super far. It's hitting the backboard super hard and coming right back. Like you have to really know how to slow down. And unfortunately, his shooting coach hasn't taught him how to get his footwork correct to where he can slow down while he's going at that speed. Like honestly, if he went in the lab and went and tried to fix that, Russell Westbrook would come back and be so cold. Like
my thing is, I feel like he never had a coach to hold him accountable when it came to a jump shooting. Like Scott Brooks, he was just riding on the KD and Russ, like he was just riding with him. And same thing with Billy Donovan. And I'm sorry for you, Garrett, that you got to deal with him.
I've already accepted that this guy is like literally.
Herb Jones just got paid. Shout out to Herb Jones. He just got paid.
He deserves it. He deserves it.
4 years, $54 million.
Bro, see, and this is why I hate Lakers fans, because I'm already getting texts from a Lakers fan saying, haha, we stole Gabe Vincent for you. And like, bro, like, you see what I'm saying? Like, bro, there's some good Lakers fans out here, bro. But then, like, when I'm getting text about a player that used to be on my team saying, haha, like, bro, like, that's the shit. That's why, like, I always go against Lakers fans, because I just don't fuck with y'all. Y'all niggas are just weird. Because the crazy thing is, Gabe Vincent, like, bro, they're gonna get criticized. He's gonna get criticized no matter what. Y'all gonna fuck y'all. He's gonna get hate probably the first 6 months of that team, bro. I swear to God, bro.
They do it to every player, bro.
First 6 games,
nigga. Probably the first game of the season.
Lakers fans is toxic, bro.
Dude, it's so annoying to the sense. It's like, bro, like that's why I try not to be so like I give y'all props. But then I got this text from a fucking fan. Haha, your Heat lost. Gabe Vince is now on my Lakers, and you guys lost Max Strus.
So do we think this is just a question for you guys, and we're not calling out these fan bases, but like the worst of them, because there are bad parts of them. Do you think the worst of Laker fans or the worst of Philadelphia fans are worse?
Lakers.
Philly fans are horrible.
Wait, worse than Lakers though? You know what it's like in the Lakers streets, Trill.
And Philly fans are the most awful fan base in any sporting event there is. Like, bro, Philly fans are the absolute worst, bro. Nah. They're terrible.
With the way Lakers fans are so bipolar with the player, bro. D-Lo could have one good game on Monday. Tuesday, he have a bad game. Y'all hate him.
That is true. That is true. But you know what it is? Yeah, a lot of people talk about Philly. I just haven't really experienced it too much. So like I don't see it too much. But I seen incidents and shit. But I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything because if I say Lakers, it's just gonna be like, oh, you just hate the Lakers. So I just haven't seen enough from Philly yet. That's all.
Yeah, but it's definitely a lot on both sides. I feel like you hear more in the media about Laker fans just because of that. Probably, but like, I think like probably the worst of Philly fans, like what you're bundling in there is like dramatically worse than like what could be in the worst pile for like Laker fans. Cause it's like, you'll see some stuff like what we saw like with Danny Green and who else said it? There was who said on the Lakers, like that some people aren't like fit to be like Lakers or something. And someone said that like this past year. Do you remember Steph or?
It was John. Well, I know John said
that. I'm not sure.
It was someone on the team, but the point is,
I've heard it before, but I'm not sure.
I don't think it was Rondo, but I think it was someone else. But the point is like, so we've seen that as well. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, Philly fans are like the worst of Philly fans are pretty bad too. I feel like that's a good like discussion to have. We'd have to like go through and like find like all the worst incidents from like.
Well, I tell you this. Let me tell you my side, right? Yeah. I experienced Russ on the Lakers, so I experienced every single Laker fan. If Russ goes to Philly, I would probably understand the same shit. You see what I'm saying? So I don't have anybody on Philly to ever experience anything like that. But my thing is with the Lakers is cool, criticize his basketball play. I don't even care when you criticize Russ's basketball play because that's worded. But when you start going after his family and saying weird shit like
that was OD.
It's just like OD. Now it's just like, all right, cool. Like, bro, don't come for his play. I don't give a fuck. He played bad. And I can agree. But when like you're doing weird shit now. So
yeah.
So when Harden gets signed and traded, when Westbrook signs with Philly and it's a sign and trade that sends Harden to the Clippers, then you'll be able to win. You'll be able to answer the question.
I will get to answer the question. But I mean, never mind. Let me not say that take. Let me just shut
up. Westbrook and Embiid would honestly been crazy. Yeah, say that take.
No, I was just gonna say, I mean, James Harden, he ain't really do too much. So fucking he ain't getting no hate. So fuck it. Does James get hate? I don't know.
I talk a lot with Romp 2.0, and he even said the other day, he messaged me and said Harden is gone in all caps. Let's go. And like he's been hating on him for a long time. So, and honestly, like there's a lot more Philly fans that are probably like even more passionate about him. I've seen him passionate, like super duper passionate a few times. And this is a guy who also hated Ben Simmons horribly, and said that Harden was an improvement, but he still was not satisfied with Harden either. So he definitely gets a lot of hate. I think you just don't recognize it as much, just because like Lakers media is gonna like oversee Sixers media. But
for sure.
I wonder, we'd have to go through, like, I can't like think of too many off the top of my, like I remember like the one fan that like flipped the middle finger off at Westbrook. Like, wasn't that a Sixers fan, right? Or
it's happened. Yeah.
I mean, you got Utah. Utah did some wild shit too.
Utah is racist.
I just didn't want to say that, but they definitely are.
Can't forget Boston.
Yeah.
That's what issue. Boston's own players are saying that, bro. Like,
I will say though, and I'm not trying to be biased, but I do feel like of the big markets, I feel like Chicago isn't nearly as bad when it comes to that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know if there's really that many.
Heard anything from there?
Well, until Russ signs with Chicago, and then the world is over.
Like, I'll see some very, very little, and it's not like to the extremities of maybe these other big markets, but I don't know. I just feel like it's not as bad when it comes to that department.
I feel like Chicago Bulls fans, they really rep their team. Like, they're not toxic. They understand the situation that they're in, good or bad, but I don't feel like they're like toxic. You know what I mean?
How do you feel about Heat fans?
I mean,
Heat fans are kind of the same for the most part.
Yeah, most Heat fans I meet and know, they either know ball or they're normally chill basketball fans. I'm not gonna lie.
Trent's just the anomaly, you know.
You know what's crazy? I don't even really talk my shit, but it's just the crazy. Like, when y'all talking hoops, I'm just like, bro, like, nigga, my team was in the finals, y'all wasn't. So like, that's all,
bro. You know, if we
like real shit.
The last 2 times y'all been in the finals, y'all ain't won it. So I don't really.
So Trent, are you gonna be talking about this finals appearance for the next 5 years when the Heat never win anything and they only get further away from a title?
One thing
where
about
the banners
at? No. See, bro, I don't even do that. Like, I don't do that.
They got the Eastern Conference Finals banner.
I don't do. Where's the banners at? We was like, but like when we're having a conversation about who's the best team, nigga, obviously my team was the best team at this season. Now that can change.
Well, now you just said from losing like 2 guys and one of them you bashed on, and now you're like the worst team. And
we are that's what literally was ahead of us. We lost both of them. We're one of the top worst teams now. They did so much for us. So much.
I feel like that's extreme a little bit. I mean, Gabe Vincent was definitely losing him sucks.
Are you crazy?
It's extreme to say Gabe Vincent puts you at the best team of this group to like the worst team in this group.
We got to the finals with Gabe Vincent as our starting guard.
So without Gabe Vincent, you're worse than my Bulls, the Raptors, the Knicks, and the Lakers.
You're forgetting Gabe Vincent and Max Strus, those 2 big players right there. And Max Strus
he was
up
bashing
and down.
Max Strus for so long.
We bash our players all the time. But he still
so then when you ask us how we think Miami Heat fans feel, like, what do you think we're gonna say?
I never felt any type of way about it. I don't really like, okay, cool. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Like, do you guys see what I'm getting at or no?
No, honestly, I'm so confused with, like, I asked, how do you feel about Miami fans? I never like, okay, cool. Like,
I said for the most part, they're like pretty chill and stuff. I called you the anomaly though.
Oh, and then that's when I said, bro, I talked my shit because we had conversations of who's the best team in the group. That's what I'm saying.
I just don't get how one guy like moves the pole. Like, if it's like Jimmy Butler, okay, fair. But Gabe Vincent,
I don't know.
Man.
I think the bigger problem is not necessarily just losing Gabe Vincent. It's what's the replacement? Like, what's the drop off between Vincent?
I feel like even if they didn't, though, I'm still taking that team. No offense, Devin. I'm taking them over your Raptors, and I'm probably taking them over my Bulls. If we're being like objective here, like,
you have the best defensive big in the league. You still have Jimmy Butler, who is a playoff riser. You still Kyle Lowry. He doesn't play well in the regular season.
He's not going to be on the roster. He's not going to be on the roster.
Regardless, even if you had him, he's always been a playoff riser. His play does rise in the playoffs.
That's debatable.
It depends.
He is
Bro.
known for it because he did when we won a title. Previous to that, he was booty every.
I feel like,
postseason run.
listen,
Let's not forget when he got cooked by DJ
I watched my
Augustine,
whole
man.
Heat stretch. I watched the whole Heat season. So it's funny to say like Gabe Vincent is not like a big loss according to you, but like, bro, at the end of the day, bro, Gabe Vincent saved this season, bro. Like, let's be honest with you. Like,
I agree there.
That's not
No,
what
no,
I'm
he-
getting at, though.
no, he
I'm saying
saved
like
us. He
because
saved
you were
us pretty
saying
much.
with him, you're the best team here, and without him, you're the worst. And I get it. His role is pretty important at the point guard spot, but I just don't think that's true. I don't think a player of Gabe Vincent's caliber, even though he's good, can move the needle from best to worst. Like, especially because it's not like our teams are all close either. Like, bro, the Lakers, Knicks, Bulls, and Raptors, we're like on 2-3 different tiers, like right there between teams. So like to say you were the best team, you would have had to be on like tier 2 or something like that, and then to tier 4 or 5 at the bottom
best
of
team
it. I just
of
don't
this
see that.
season, best team of this season because we made it to the NBA Finals.
I know, but
No,
you're
that
saying
doesn't-
that's not true. First
That
of all,
doesn't
but at the
track
same
though,
time,
because it could have been another Western Conference team that got there and still beat you.
I hate the argument that just because you
Bro,
go further,
like,
you
Bro,
are better.
Listen,
Like,
we beat
as
1,
it-
2, and 4.
I know I hate on LeBron, but let's face it, dude. If the 2018 Rockets are healthy, they are cooking the Cavs in the finals.
My thing is what you, Garrett. You use and this is your like you use a lot of ifs. That's your
Okay.
takes. It's ifs.
I'm just saying because in that situation it is an if because
Yeah, but that's
obviously
what I'm
nobody-
saying though. A lot of your
You're
takes
comparing
are
a
ifs.
team that goes to the finals to a team that goes like
Those
not
are
as
not really
far.
takes.
What? What?
So
No.
So
what
here's
I'm-
the thing: is it not fair to say that the Lakers could have beaten the Heat if they made it to the finals?
Yeah, and matchups are different too.
So,
Just 'cause
so
they
what I'm
lost
saying,
to the
okay,
Go
it's
ahead,
an
bro.
argument. It's an
I
argument.
don't know.
We'll
I've been
say that
tough.
it's an
I've been
argument,
tough,
but
for
the fact
sure.
that it's an argument means there's a possibility it could have happened. So the fact that that could happen, you can't just flat out say we're the best team in the league besides Denver, because there's other teams that could have been better than you. They just didn't make it past Denver, who
my
was the
thing
best
is
team.
my thing is though
Like the
my thing is though
too.
in the Eastern Conference, and I think you're missing the point. What I'm really trying to get at, what I'm saying is, for the postseason, we didn't skip no smoke, right? We played all the best teams that you could possibly think in the Eastern Conference. We played the Celtics, we played the Bucks, we played the Knicks, right? So we played the top tier teams in the Eastern Conference, and we beat them. We played better than them. So that's when I say we was their better team in the postseason push to go to the NBA Finals. I'm not saying
in the East.
Yes, in the East, exactly. That's what I'm talking about in the Eastern Conference. I'm not saying in total, because in total we're probably not. We know that. But in the Eastern Conference, we beat the best teams in the East: Celtics, Bucks, and Knicks. Everybody was
that
saying
was your route though.
Celtics, Bucks, yeah, and everybody was saying we was getting bounced on the first round. Then we went to go to the Celtics, we beat them too.
Miami
So-
have
That's a-
just
I
made a
don't-
signing though. Josh
So what?
That
Richardson,
makes it
Josh
second
Richardson is back in Miami.
Y'all got him back. Hey.
Oh, brother. See, like I
Two-year
don't
deal.
even-
Y'all are finished.
Hey, let me ask you this question: Josh Richardson or Max Strus?
Max
I
Strus.
actually,
I'm gonna take Richardson.
I probably would take Josh Richardson too. Honestly,
I don't know. He ain't really.
I like what he brings a little bit defensively. I think like when he was in New Orleans, like he proved that he can still find a role, find an identity in like a winning culture. I know they didn't win anything after like everyone went down, but like at that time they were still competing for a playoff spot, and like he was a big reason why. So I think it's a good signing. I think I don't know if it puts the Heat in like the leaning toward the W side of the column, like still, because losing both those guys for Josh Richardson probably not ideal. But
Well,
I
I'll
mean
tell you
it's,
this,
it's
though.
better than Strus fit wise, probably.
I'll tell you this though.
Yeah.
You gotta, and I'm not too big on Josh Richardson, so I know he played for us in 2018 and shit like that, and farther down. But to replace Max Strus, it's cool. I got to give it like we're not winners because we lost over our players, like you said, but at least we got something to add to the roster, something new, a new piece that's debatable if it's better or not. So
Let's keep in mind with Max
Just-
Strus, there is actually no guarantee he's gone yet because the financials on that like still haven't worked. They still have to actually figure out the sign and trade. So I'm not saying he will be back in Miami, but he's not gone by any stretch yet.
well, what this signing tells me though, they're not gonna get him though.
Yeah.
So are the
it's-
Heat
it's probably
still the worst
unlikely.
team then? Are the Heat still the worst team then of these 5 after signing
Yeah,
Josh Richardson?
we don't have Gabe Vincent. We lost our starting point guard.
It still seems extreme. I feel like you're kind of just
Listen,
you're in it right now. You're in the moments of like losing
bro,
Gabe Vincent. And it's a lot.
it's I don't like, bro. I watch my team. So like it's like my thing is
Watch
it's
my
like
team.
me-
My team sucked this year.
no, what I'm saying is it's like me coming for the Bulls and saying this or that. Like, bro, I watch my I know the most Heat knowledge here, bro. So when I say yes, we fallen off really bad because we lost our guys. It's the truth of the matter. Like, I don't know why we're trying to like.
that is
I don't know
true.
what's trying
I'm
to
not
argue
denying.
that.
I'm
I
not
don't know why
denying
we're
that.
trying to
I'm
argue
saying,
that fact. That's all
I'm saying
saying.
though, I don't know if I can give you the fact that your team
That's
is the worst
fine.
team here
That's
and right
cool.
now.
That's my
because-
opinion. That's fine.
Okay, I just disagree. I'm saying.
And that's fine. I'm gonna say what I gotta say about my Heat team, and you say about your Bulls. That's it.
Okay.
Nothing crazy. I feel like we got worse. That's all.
I agree with that.
Yo, Trent, do you
That
Trent, do
part.
you think you guys are going to be a playoff team next year?
We're always gonna be a playoff team.
Play-in team that makes the playoffs.
Oh no, like yeah. When I say playing playoffs, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I don't think we're a top 6 seed.
Okay,
Yeah, no.
that's,
Nigga,
that's
we wasn't
reasonable.
even we wasn't even a top 6 seed this year. Like, so yeah, I don't know.
I will say though, like to be fair, Brooklyn did kind of like get rid of everybody like midway through the year. So
Yeah.
I don't
Quick.
expect them to be up there next year.
Yeah,
So,
I feel like
did
there'll be a
forget
lot of
about-
teams fighting for that 6th spot. I think that's very up for grabs. I don't know if anything else is, but
The Orlando Magic will be 6 or better.
I was
Even
gonna
though
say that
Jay
gives
hates
some of the
Anthony
younger
Black.
teams.
No. Well, I like the Magic. Don't get me wrong. I like the Magic despite the Anthony Black hate.
Bruh.
Magic will be in there. If Freddie's back, Raptors will be in there. Miami will be in there. Chicago will be in there. Pacers will be in there. If everything goes right, the Hornets could be in there, but nothing ever goes right for them, so unlikely. I'm not counting on LaMelo to play more than 60 games, so
I think everyone like we can expect will kind of be in the mix except for like the Wizards and maybe the
okay.
Pistons, but they could take
Yeah,
a
I
step
don't
up
think
if Kate's healthy.
they could be. I don't think they're quite there, but they
Me
could.
neither.
The Hawks should be there too. I forgot about the Hawks, but
Should should
I
is the
don't
word.
believe in those boys. So, like you say, should is the word.
Before this past season, I kind of predicted the Pistons would be like the 10 seed, like going into the play-in. Like, so I just need to see a healthy Cade again and like see if he's like if he takes another step moving forward. So
Yeah, I need to see that too. Wait, do you guys think K could be the best player on championship team?
I think he
he's got
can.
that upside.
I
It's
think he
still
can. He
way
has
too early
that
to rule that
chance.
out.
Yep.
Yeah, it's hard to say, but at the same time, he has the intangibles to make up for it. Like, he could really be a dog, bro.
He really just needs what am I thinking of? Oh no, he needs like a consistent jump shot. If he can get that, he's got everything else I feel like you need, and the game is going to come so much easier to him.
Yeah,
That's
for
fair.
sure. For sure. And he's got Ivy now for a full season under his belt. He's actually got a center to play with now. So
Couple centers.
And he wasn't even a bad like shooter like in college and stuff. I think like the part of it is like you even said, Devin, like it like now having guys like Ivy around him too, and like Asar, like it's gonna be
I forgot about Asar.
it's gonna be interesting to see. Like, and you still got Bogey there, and now you got
Got
Joe
Joe
Harris
Harris.
there too. Yep.
bit more space
So
in.
Alec Burks, I think they picked up his option, right? So he's on the team
Yep.
again next year.
And
Interesting.
man, I still
Yeah.
remember the game. He had 35 on the Hawks. He locked up Trae Young, man.
Alec Burks?
No, Kate
Cade.
Cunningham.
Oh,
Yeah, Cade's better
He
than
had
that.
35,
baldy
9, and
midget.
8. Yeah, he had him in a box and was going crazy.
I can't call that man a midget. That man's taller than me by a couple inches on a good day.
I was about to say we're the same height, so I can.
Wait, actually, wait a second. Well, I'm gonna say I'm the same height as Trae Young because he's listed 6'1", and I feel like everyone always adds an inch on their height, like in the NBA.
Hey, I
For
have,
sure.
So
I
we're
have
like
a
the
question
same.
for y'all guys.
So,
Was it always supposed to be us 5?
And John,
today?
but John's internet has been a little bit shoddy. But
Yeah.
otherwise, Gabe wasn't going to be here. Obviously, Jacob wasn't going to be here, and Mo
Okay.
said he wasn't going to be here all weekend.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. I just didn't. I forgot.
For sure.
Sure.
John's out partying right now. I can just tell. Gabe Vincent.
Celebrating.
It's a parade inside my city. Yeah.
Hey, the Celtics are looking at Terrence Davis. So
Man.
Yeah, they've looked at Terrence
Decent.
Davis. I think they've had a meeting with Delano Banton too. So they're looking at all the former Raptors.
yes.
What happened?
Yes. See, I like this move. I'm glad he's back. I like it.
Kevin Love.
I like it.
K
I
Love?
wanted him. Yeah, I wanted
Yeah.
him back.
That makes sense. I think after you lost both Vincent
Okay.
and Strus, like that kind of
Yeah.
opened the doors for that. But I don't know. I mean, it's all right. It's okay. Mid
Yeah,
move,
it's like
but
it's nothing amazing, but they needed to bring him back. He was solid for them last year, and
Nah,
they're
but
probably
that
not
move-
getting anything better. So
That move
Absolutely.
is a Morel move, though. This isn't like he's going to play a little bit, of course, but when we already lost Udonis, like that's going to be one of our leaders in our locker room.
I'm not gonna lie to you though, like he was playing good basketball for Cleveland. Cleveland didn't even need to trade him. Like they
Didn't,
were
bro.
playing, he was playing pretty good basketball, and honestly, he might be what Cleveland needed down the stretch when they played against the Knicks and stuff like that. Like
Who said the same thing yesterday? And I said that is true, but I think he just didn't want to be there no more.
I think that was me. I think I said it.
Oh yeah, because like he gave up on the team, and they kind of gave up on him. So
oh yeah, with Cleveland.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was a weird situation. And then also wasn't his contract was so big back? It was big, right?
Yeah, I think it was
Yeah.
getting near the end though, so it didn't really
Okay.
matter too much. He went to move the needle, I don't think, for
Nah,
Cleveland,
Knicks
no,
was
at
winning
least.
that series. So
No, it definitely would have helped because the way we were helping off the corner shooters they had, Isaac Okoro and Seti, bro, easy.
nah, for sure it would have helped, but nigga, Knicks and 6.
Oh
Fuck.
God,
Yeah.
Knicks and
You
6.
know what I'm saying? Like the Cavs just wasn't really a good team, and it's cool. I mean, they got some okay signings. Niang is a little bit crazy, but
Wait,
mm,
did they fire JB? They fired him, right?
no, they did not.
No,
They didn't fire him.
they should. They should.
He should. He has a negative record with the team.
Yeah, he if you get out coached by Tibbs, I'm not saying Tibbs is trash, but you get out coached by Tibbs, bro, with that talent, yeah, you gotta go.
Hey man, put respect on Tibbs' name.
Oh no, after this playoff run, hell yeah, I have, bro.
As much as I should be a Tibbs hater because he's worn down, especially my favorite player ever, and then like in that moment where he had him in the game late, like I don't know, I give him a lot of respect as a coach. I can't hate him too much, and in the last decade, he's by far our best coach. So like I would love Tibbs over freaking Billy Donovan or Jim Boylan or freaking Hoiberg. My goodness, man.
Yeah. I have a question for you guys, right? And maybe this is not a stream question. Maybe this is just kind of a personal question, but it could still be on the stream too. Maybe y'all can give me some advice.
What's up?
My Miami Heat channel, like I kind of just want to dial on and focus on this channel because it's like it's just I love it more. But I've been doing Top Notch for a long time, and that's my baby. And I'm about to hit 10K. So I don't know what should I do in this sense. Like I don't think I'll ever quit Top Notch, but like I don't know because
you do you, man. Like I mean, if you want to put more into like the Heat stuff, then I mean, do that. That's what I would say. Like whatever you find the most enjoyment in. And if you still have like enjoyment, if you still have feelings for the Top Notch channel, then you can obviously keep stuff up on there. But maybe like you can put more of your energy on like what your biggest focus is right now. If that's the Heat one, that's what I would say.
for sure.
yeah, and both of them are, if I'm not mistaken, both of them are monetized for you. So there's no
Yeah.
downside to focus on one over the other. It's just like whatever you're enjoying more is going to be the way to go.
well,
Facts.
yeah, I look at it a little different. They definitely are both monetized and shit like that. I get a lot more engagement on Heat, and I literally have like 110 people in my Discord. I have like they're active as fuck. Like that's what I enjoy. And like my Top Notch page, I'm not saying it's not active, but when you keep changing your content, doing this and this and that, it fucks it up. And so I feel like I got to keep freaking bringing it back and this and that. So it's just a lot of stuff. But like that's my first baby ever. Like I'm about to hit 10K, so it's just like I don't want to give up on it, but I just love this Heat page. You know,
I wouldn't give up. I would just I would post a little bit less on there to post more on the Heat page.
Yeah, and if you always change your mind, like you're gonna be like, dang, like I shouldn't have
I'm gonna regret that.
done
for
that.
sure.
Yeah,
Or just stick with shorts on there. Just do shorts on that one. And
Hey, I'll say this. The reason why I stopped doing that, they don't pay enough.
For sure. Yeah, they do not. They do not.
So
That's very reasonable.
Yeah, exactly. And like I know people say like do it for fun. I've been doing this shit for fun. Now it's my paying time. I've been doing this shit for a couple years. I got monetized. Now I'm getting my, you know what I'm saying? So
nah, for sure.
But hey, listen, this was a solid stream. We knew the free agency class was going to be pretty dead. I will say this though, if Dylan Brooks gets signs, one of us can come out there and post on our TikTok. If not, it could be me. Doesn't matter. But we probably won't be back tomorrow.
Yeah, it's like
yeah, we probably won't.
Yeah, I mean,
which is okay.
It's gonna be even more dry. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the best signing probably we could probably do the best signing. What your opinion is? I'll say probably Bruce Brown.
I don't know what he does for them, but in my opinion,
I'm talking about bigger name in a sense. Bigger name. Let me just reword it. I'll say bigger name, Bruce Brown. But I mean, anything else like Gabe Vincent, that's a really good move.
I mean, I do love Javon Carter on my Bulls, but I think I would have to agree that Bruce Brown is the best signing, just because I've already talked about how they're getting like culture shifting players in there over the last couple years. And if they're healthy again this year, because they really arguably could have been a playoff team this past season, and now you're getting a solid draft pick in Jarris Walker, multiple picks moving forward, and you're getting Bruce Brown as a proven NBA champion. That's a recipe for success in my book. And I'm looking forward to seeing how they play together.
Yeah, I think that's definitely the biggest needle mover that we've seen today from a guy who switched teams. Because, like, obviously we've seen some names sign some bigger deals, but it's just guys re-signing like Kyrie and Middleton and Draymond and Podol. Like, as far as needle shifting, I think Bruce Brown's definitely that guy.
Yeah. Hey, I will say this, and we can wrap it up. These are the free agents available. Dylan Brooks, Reeves, Grant Williams, forgot about him, Fred VanVleet, Brook Lopez, Rui, Kim, Christian Wood, D'Lo, Russell, Malik Beasley, Mason Plumlee, and Dante. So this is a terrible.
And Derrick Rose.
Yeah, and Derrick Rose. See, I ain't gonna lie, Legion Hoops didn't even put him on the list.
Well, that's because Legion Hoops is a D-Rose hater because he didn't work out with him and LeBron. So we'll carry on.
But yeah. So I think a couple content will be Dylan Brooks, Brook Lopez, Fred. Russell Westbrook, of course. Cam Reddish goes to the Lakers. I think that's going to be views no matter what. D'Lo and everybody else is just I don't know. I don't know, bro. It's like I don't give a fuck where Mo Bamba goes.
I don't care either. As long as he's far away from LA again, I'm good. Great.
But
Austin Rivers ended that man's career. Let's be real.
Hey, Devin, you can start it up.
Yeah. Definitely time to wrap it up. It's been a dry last hour, but we appreciate you guys for tuning in and for tuning into the stream through the first 2.5 hours of free agency, where the majority of what's going to happen for the next 24 hours will have indeed dropped. If you want to stay up to date with our thoughts on any free agency signings of note that do happen over the next 24 hours, be sure to check out our Kia 3s page on TikTok. We'll drop our thoughts there. That link will be down below, so be sure to stay tuned for that. We'll for sure be back for a stream on Monday. The first of our many streams that happen every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. We'll be starting our post-free agency content, so be sure to stay tuned for that. Be sure to hit the like button down below and subscribe if you did indeed enjoy. And let us know what was your favorite free agency signing of the day. And we will see you guys on Monday at 9 p.m. EST.
See you later.